Hello, everybody, and welcome to Encounter Roleplay. My name is Will. I'm a D&D sex icon. I'm here today with the full cast and crew, except from Sam, who's not with us because she's ill. But other than that, I was correct in saying it was a full cast and crew. I'm not going to retake that, god damn it. We're back for another episode of Monthly Modules, and I'm very excited to get back into our adventure today. So let's do just that. Let's introduce who we are and who we're playing today. We have Obo Crazy as our Dungeon Master. Obo, how are you doing tonight?
I'm doing great, and she's here with us in spirit, and that's what really matters.
Yeah. That's it. Absolutely. We also have with us tonight Chris, aka Senrif. Chris, how you doing tonight, my friend?
Oh yeah, I'm good, thanks. Just chilling here. Be playing Zymedes, the Aasimar barbarian, brother to Ryland Adelard, and we've gone from sprawling cityscapes to deserts with oases, and it's just such a jarring experience to go from one place to another. So looking forward to seeing what we can explore and fight in this place.
Absolutely. We also have with us Lauren, aka That's Sorry Ginger. How you doing, Lauren? Nice hat.
I'm good. Oh, you noticed? Thank you. Yes.
It's so subtle.
I know, right? I graduated. It's very exciting. Hi. Thank you. I am Lauren, Not Salty Ginger, and today I will be playing Sugar Adelard, the youngest of the Aasimar siblings, who is just here to have a good time and ride on pink camels, and it's all going really well for her so far. I like this a lot. Yes.
Absolutely. And last but not least, we have with us Toto D. Toto D, how you doing tonight?
Doing wonderful. I'm excited to be back here on Monday. I will be playing Trinkle, the halfling bard, who is a little lewd, a little fun, and a little crazy. She's absolutely obsessed with the Aasimar family that we have here. All three of them, and pretty much just wants all their butts. So, anyway. I'm excited to play this week, but she is still kind of upset that she didn't get a dragon ride. So, she's still going to try to go out for that. Anyway, but I'm excited to see what we have ahead of us.
Absolutely. As myself, I'll be playing Ryland Adelard, the middle Adelard sibling, and he likes blowing things up, and he likes laying dragon traps, apparently. So hopefully he can snare himself a dragon and learn all of the spells that dragons have, so that he too can gain in power. But before we dive into today's show, I'll remind you guys that we are sponsored by Fantasy Grounds, our virtual tabletop of choice. Go over to Fantasy Grounds and check it out. You can try it out for free. You can even play it with us on the Trials of Baal, our weekly viewer game. We use Fantasy Grounds on that. We're also sponsored by Wayland Games. We can go over to their site, buy yourself a ton of minis, Warhammer 40k, Magic the Gathering. They've got apocalyptic stuff over there. They've got just a whole load of stuff over there. So go check it out. Get yourself 20% off when you go over their website. Also, you guys can interact with today's game. If you haven't yet followed the show, hit the follow button and join us. When we hit 20 followers today, you guys get to decide what happens next in our game in what we call viewer decisions. Also, here's a tweet for you guys. 20 retweets, viewer decision again. And of course, you guys can donate to affect the game as well by giving players nat 1s, nat 20s, wild magic surges, and worse. So I'll hand over to Obo Crazy to talk us through what happened last week on the show and take us into this episode of Monthly Modules.
Ah, yes. Last week, you guys were transported to the town of Daggerfall and were introduced to Braskin, the Dragonborn, who apparently is in a pickle. He was trading with some of the nomadic tribes out in the desert near the city and had some successful trading go on and sent the representative of the Bedine, Edom Escott, back to his tribe to keep up the good relations, and they've disappeared in the desert. And it would be really bad if he was to disappear. It would look really bad for him and for the town and for the relations. And so he has employed you guys to head out into the desert and track down this missing caravan. After getting some supplies, which included a lot of magical toothbrushes, you guys headed out into the desert on camels of a variety of colors. You were able to successfully track down what looks to be the remains of a caravan that has been attacked, that was basically destroyed. Lots of unfortunately killed guards, but no Edom and some others who were missing, and seemed to be being attacked by a bunch of horrible jackal creatures with fangs and long, sharp, pointy teeth. There was also, a copper dragon that just showed up for fun, chatted with you guys, did a little bit of racing. Nothing important. Don't worry about Vizier. You had an intensive chat with one of these jackal wares who admitted to attacking the caravan, but didn't really give you too much more information. However, thanks to your quick deduction and a little bit of help from your copper dragon friend, managed to find tracks leading to the south. Followed those tracks, and just as the sun is setting, you've come across a beautiful oasis in the desert with some incredible rock pillars and a bunch of tents. It seems like the tracks that came from the destroyed caravan lead right here. And that's where we're gonna pick up. As you can see on our gorgeous map, the oasis stands before you. It is massive, ringed by plants and trees. Behind it, you guys are kind of on the western edge, which the cardinal directions are going to be north is up, because why not? So you guys are kind of on the western edge. You've just come over a ridge looking down upon this oasis. On the opposite side of it, there are these giant stone pillars, 3 of them reaching up out of the sand. And nestled under them, in as much of the shade as they can manage, are these huge tents. 3 prominent ones that you can see, and then a couple of smaller ones, single occupancy type tents. The big ones look almost circus-like in their colors, the bright pinions and multitude of colors, and you do see figures walking amongst the tents, circling, almost like guard patrols. And I'd love for all of you to give me perception checks. Start the day.
Oh man.
First roll of the day.
There's nothing ominous about that. Ooh!
Nat 20! This is a good day. This is a good day. Woo!
13.
All right.
I see. Oh.
Is that everybody? So we got a nat 20, we got a 13, we got a 18. Yeah.
I rolled a nat 20, but I didn't roll it in the chat, so I didn't count.
Oh.
You know what? I'll trust you. I'll trust you, because you all rolled super duper well.
Nat 20. We don't need 3, do we? I need everyone.
Well, I rolled a nat 20 too.
This is the only time I will ever roll a nat 20 in perception, because I have no bonus.
Which is amazing, because you were kind of distracted by petting your camel, your pink camel, the frosting. So you're looking down on this oasis, and all of you do notice there's probably about half a dozen figures that are doing these patrols, that are walking in amongst the tents, that seem to be chatting with themselves. Seem to be mostly human and elves, you think? Nothing out of the ordinary. Those of you that rolled natural 20s do notice that amongst those that are doing some patrols, you do notice the red guard uniforms of the Dagger Falls guards that had gone with Edom. So Braskin's guards. You do notice a couple of these gentlemen and ladies seem to be walking amongst the rest of the tents down here.
Do we see any?
Yeah, go ahead.
We don't see any jackals, like we were fighting before. None of
Thank you for the
those.
sub, Siona. Appreciate it.
But the tracks we followed definitely led here.
Yep.
Well, yes. Let's think here for a moment. If the tracks,
Maybe we should go say hi
well, that could be an idea. They might
with our
know
voices,
more.
not with our swords. With our
Right, yeah.
voices.
They might know where this person's gone. They might be keeping them for ransom, or they might just be torturing them for information if we're lucky.
Lucky? Wait.
That's lucky? What do you mean
Well,
lucky?
Then they'd be alive.
Right.
And also here, so we wouldn't have to
Yes,
travel
that's
anywhere.
true.
And Rylan wants the higher reward for him being alive. I remember
Oh,
that.
Yeah.
Or you
Remember,
could
if we bring
reset
it back
it.
alive, we get
Right.
Obviously, couldn't care much less if they were alive, but they might know more about that dragon.
Do you think it was some kind of setup? Because do these red cloaked guards look ragged at all? Do they look beat up, or do they look like well kept?
I'll say with your nat 20, you can see a couple of them. You see probably amongst the half a dozen that are visible to you, you see two of them. One of them looks perfectly fine. One of them does seem to be limping, but not like, otherwise they don't seem to be in any danger or trouble, but he's very obviously favoring a leg.
Huh. Maybe they got away.
I know,
Maybe
this
someone
actually
could
looks...
Maybe.
Yeah. This looks definitely different than I thought. I don't know. I thought we were gonna find... I don't know. They look okay. Should we just go say hi?
They might
Or
be
you
able
want
to
me
be
to
bargained
sneak?
with. I think
Are you
sneaking in
sneaky?
might...
Well, I'm kind of sneaky. I like to pretend that I'm sneaky, but I can do some sneaky.
If you get caught, it might look bad, is the only problem.
I'm
You can go
small and
invisible.
cute.
She'll be
True
fine.
enough.
In my experience, that always works.
Well, speaking of sneaky, where on earth has Nyla gotten to? She disappeared on us again.
She's always
Oh,
gone. Wait, where's your
Nyla's there, she's
girlfriend?
just- Nyla's just kind of taking care of the camels. Like you've gotten off the camels to be able to look at this, and she's just way back. She's gonna watch over the camels and make sure
Her camel
everything's
is
okay.
called
Well,
Desert
she's
horse.
certainly my friend. Yes, she is a girl.
Oh boy. Okay.
She's-
Maybe we just go and we say hi. We say, what's up?
All right. We'll say we're the Adelard family +1, and Nyla
We are
in the back.
we are Trinkle and the Adelards, and Nyla can watch the camels because she seems infatuated with them.
Yes, she sometimes does. I try not to
She'll
judge
remain. She'll
I mean,
remain
no
behind
offense,
and kind of watch over the camels just in case you guys need a quick escape. She'll say.
Oh.
Watching down at the camp, how many individuals can we see? Like, is there a dozen? More than a dozen?
6.
Yeah, you see
Six?
about a half a dozen.
Half a dozen,
Two
okay.
that are the red and gold guards that they're at least wearing the armor. The others you don't recognize. They do seem to be they're wearing desert clothing, but you do recognize they seem to be patrolling. They're not hyper vigilant, like it seems to be just casual patrol.
Well, if things do get rough, there's only 6 of them.
That
And
we can see their
I believe that means we
tents.
outnumber them 1 to 6. So,
No.
we'll be fine.
No. Diomedes,
Wow.
there are also tents, and tents, people can be inside of tents. Did you know that?
But the guards are the only ones who are going to pose any trouble.
Perhaps it's best. Let us think back to the last time we entered a scenario in which we needed to have some diplomacy, and when Diomedes busted into Ruby's place and threatened to attack several guards drawing weapons, whilst I spoke calmly with her and came to an arrangement. So, how about you follow my lead on this one, Diomedes? I'm good
Who
with
is
people.
My memory has been muddled, brother. I never even drew my weapon in there.
The weapons were
Insight
drawn.
check. Rolling it.
Go back and watch the pod.
12.
Go back and watch
He
the
seems
pod.
to be straightforward.
Nonetheless, we'll do it your way, brother. Come on.
Yeah,
All right.
I'm okay with this. We'll walk up with
Okay.
it. I'll make sure I stay by Ryland the entire time. Sometimes he's...
All right.
Yeah,
All right, so you guys are just gonna walk on down.
We shall.
Yeah.
And Nyla will
Yeah.
prepare to...
Oh.
Nyla's got our escape vehicle, sort of.
Do you?
Okay,
Yeah, we're
like
just
how-
going in.
Yeah.
Stay
She's your
here and try
driver.
not to think about children.
Can we set up like a signal for Nyla, just in case we do need it to like ride in with the camels?
Absolutely. She'll ask you
What about,
what signal you would like.
I'll
Screaming?
I can cast light on my end of my spear or something. I'll
Ooh,
like hold
I
up
can
the
make
spear.
fireworks. I can make
Yeah, you can do
fireworks with my hand.
The usual way.
All right, fireworks and light. Lots of fireworks, and she'll keep an eye out for that.
Lots of screaming.
And I'll start twerking! Just kidding.
How would she see that all the way from over there? You're very small.
Trust me, it's a
That's what-
beautiful sight.
I
It
have
is.
The
no
light and the
doubt.
fireworks are for to highlight the twerking.
Yeah!
All right, you set up this.
That's the twerking works. Twerk works.
This is the perfect plan.
Twerk.
We've got this. We've got this.
Yeah, Nyla is going to stand by the camels and be prepared to see the firework twerk, as it were, as you guys make your way down the sand dune, heading towards the oasis. The guards that are circling, they see you pretty quickly because you're not trying to hide, and two of them approach casually. They're not, swords aren't drawn or anything. They are not the ones that are in the red of Braskin. They seem to just be either native of this oasis or from somewhere else. They're wrapped in light sand-colored robes. They do have scimitars at their sides, and as they approach, they pull off their hoods and their goggles. One of them holds up a hand and says, might I help you?
I give him a high five. If he's a man or if he's a woman, I also give him a high five.
The one that spoke is a gentleman. The person next to him is a lady who's just kind of standing next to him. You give him a high five, and he looks at the hand and says, and to you as well. Welcome to the Mammoth's Rest.
Greetings,
Mammoth's Rest.
friend. It is a pleasure to meet you
Mammoth
and
Fountain,
your
sorry.
friends. The Mammoth Fountain. What a
Mammoth Fountain.
delightful looking place. My name is Rylan Adalard. These here are my two siblings, and this is Twinkle Teabottom. We are here to speak with you and to find someone that has gone missing.
Are you part of the caravan that was attacked?
No, we are friends of the caravanners.
Okay, good. They have been here for a little while. You should come and speak to Harem. He is the one that is in charge of this oasis. Please, come with me. And they turn around and they will lead you back into the oasis and towards the biggest of the tents, if you want to follow.
Yeah.
Yeah, we'll follow along.
I agree.
Yeah.
Roll for initiative. or-
And if you want to attack them, this gentleman has
Bad.
invited you, and they've kind of very intentionally just turned around and started to walk in that direction. You're being ushered. So I mean, you'll
love
get
being
sneak attack if
ushered.
you'd like.
I get ushered when I go to the theater. It's great. I would love to be ushered.
Yeah, yes, everyone just keep calm, and I'm sure we can figure this all out.
Hmm.
And
All
if
right,
you do need
you-
to fight them, do it when their backs are turned.
Oh,
Like right now.
strategy.
Like now.
Yeah, like now, brother.
Like now.
Are we all talking in Celestial since we can all understand it?
That's true. We could be.
Oh my goodness, yeah, I can too! Holy crap!
yeah.
Secret language.
These
Yes, we
these
follow.
these two individuals don't seem to mind that you're talking in a language they don't understand, or they don't seem to understand. And they'll lead you into the camp. And now that you're inside of this camp, you can see that, yeah, there are these 3 big tents, and there's probably about a dozen smaller individual tents. The 6 guards that you had seen circling are the only ones outside, but you do see people poking their heads out of tents. And as you approach the main tent, the big one, there's 2 there are 2 guards at the inside of that tent that kind of poke their head out as the one calls to them and part the big curtain to let you guys in. And as you enter, it cools considerably. The inside of this tent, the darker red of the canvas has kept the noonday sun out, and the whole place is it's weird. Like, you expect a circus tent to have the circus accoutrement inside, but obviously this has been repurposed as some sort of home. There are rugs on the sand covering most of the sand. Some of them seem to be repurposed tapestries. There's some fur rugs from a variety of beasts and animals. You see dotted throughout places to sit. There's a couple of plants that are in large pots that seem to be succulents of some sort, and there are a couple of men and women about. Let me actually share with you the inside of this tent. There are a couple of individuals about. Some of them are sitting on pillows on the floor of this tent, chatting idly. Most of them seem to be dressed in the traditional desert garb. And at the far end of the tent's longer than it is wide, and at the far end of the wide section, you see a big pile of golden and yellow pillows piled up almost like a dais of some sort, and sitting on this, enjoying what looks like an apple and chatting idly with one of the guards that's standing there. You see a gentleman. Human gentleman in long flowing robes open at the chest, bare feet. He's got a bright smile on his face, short dark hair, and he looks over at you and says, we have more guests. Welcome. Come, join us.
Yes, welcome.
I dive onto the pillows. Dive onto the pillows.
There's a moment as you charge forward and dive onto these pillows that the guards startle, and one of them draws their scimitar, and the gentleman at the here, is this shared with everybody? There we go. The gentleman on this stack of golden and orange pillows starts to laugh and says, I was going to invite you to make yourself comfortable, but as I see that will not be necessary. Welcome to my fountain. I am Harem. What can I offer to your weary travels?
It's a very nice fountain you have here, Harem.
It's lovely.
Yes, indeed.
Go
ahead.
It is the most comfortable place in all of the Anarok Desert.
Right.
I whisper to Twinkle. I say, hello, Ford.
Yeah! Oh, okay.
I immediately start looking for more pillows and start picking them up.
There are a ton of pillows. You can very easily find more pillows. The problem is that they're all small. They're all like, they're all like a foot and a foot and a foot kind of thing. So, I mean, you could make a pillow fort, but it's gonna take a while, and you're gonna need a lot of pillows. And you get the sense, like, as you guys start to play around with these, that like, Harem, the gentleman who has introduced himself, he's starting to look a little uncomfortable, and as you're trying to construct something, and he says, I can have more pillows brought, but at the moment, this is all I have.
It's fine. Please forgive
it's from
my
their
friend.
culture. We're not from here.
No.
Love makes you do crazy things.
Children. But we're looking for someone who's gone missing from the caravan, and we were hoping that you could help us, aside from the pillows. If you have any towels, by the way, let me know. But this man is named Edom. He's a diplomat of sorts, and he's gone missing and believed to be in the caravan. We've followed some tracks back here, and we wondered if you knew where he might have gotten himself to.
Ah, yes. The tracks led here as those who had survived that attack have come into my graces. And he looks at one of the guards that's standing there that's in the red and black and says, Jacob, yes, you were part of this unfortunate caravan, were you not? And the guard nods. And you can see he looks fine, but the armor that he's wearing definitely shows signs of wear and an attack, like it's been recently in a battle. And he says, Yes, we were attacked by horrible creatures, and those of us that survive barely made it here. Thank you again for your hospitality.
Yeah, I apologize for your loss, but could you describe the creatures that came after you?
The horrible fanged, furred. They were bloodthirsty animals with jackals on two legs.
Jackals on 2 legs. Was there no other creatures at all? Was it just those ones?
Not that I saw. We were overrun, and those of us who survived fled in with what little that we had on us, and we were able to Harem and his men were able to take us in, and we have been here trying to figure out what to do next. But if we hadn't found this place, we only had escaped with a camel or two and maybe half a day's worth of something to eat and drink. We would have died. And Harem speaks up and kind of puts a hand on the gentleman's shoulder and smiles at him and says, "It's okay, Jacob. It is the will of the gods that you come to us and join us here at the Mammoth Fountain. We are welcoming to all."
I look up from where I was staring at Harem's chest, and I look at Jacob. Mr. Jacob, did you see where the creatures went? Like which direction they headed?
They were preoccupied with looting whatever they could find when we ran. I am ashamed to admit that we ran, but our forces were decimated by these creatures, and we survived only because we were and he seems unwilling to really talk anymore about it, but he looks abashed.
It's fine.
Underprepared.
Sounds like mystery solved. We killed the ones that were scavenging. The dragon finished off the remainder.
There must be others we didn't.
Yes,
Mr. Harem, and I look back and I glance down at his chest, but then back to his face. Do you know of any of these type of creatures that are in the desert around this area?
Oh yes, the jackalwares are beasts. They are usually not very organized. It takes a strong pack leader of some sort to make them a true threat. It is good to know that there are these creatures out there. We can be more prepared. And he grins down at you, and you can see that he's noticed that you're looking at his muscular chest, and he kind of I could swear he's posing a little bit for you.
Yes.
And he smiles at you a little bit.
Where a lot of them hang out, maybe? Like a lot of the jackalwares.
The ones that we come across, we deal with very quickly. The ones that we do not know of, they hide in tiny crevices and caves. But with the knowledge of these new ones, we will keep our eyes open. We are a small group administering to this oasis, but we protect our own.
Sugar, it's likely we killed the ones responsible for this. We're not going to go around finding every little jackalware, are we? Like
but
genocide.
we should do our due diligence, Diomedes.
Do we know where Eden went? Is he back here? Did he leave? Did he get captured? I wasn't listening. I was looking at pillows.
Jacob speaks up and says, I believe he was amongst the dead when we fled.
You believe or you know, Jacob?
Yes, did you see him die?
I'm watching how he reacts to this, by the way. Just
He is staring at the ground. He looks shaken and upset, and he says, "I did not see him die, but he was not with us when we fled."
Would have helped if we hadn't have burnt the bodies. We could have maybe.
Or if you hadn't killed the one we captured, Diomedes.
Well, he doesn't
smile
know
at
who
him.
they are, does he? doesn't know them by name. He was there to steal their stuff.
No, but he could have told us if there were more and where they lived. Big smile.
Why do we need to hunt these creatures? They're nothing but scum of the desert.
Just want to
Wasting
make
our time.
sure that Edom is dead. Or alive, maybe.
Raharm speaks up at this point, looks at you, Ziomedes, and says, exactly. If you have taken care of these creatures, then there is, unless there is something else to scavenge from the remains, then there is no reason to put yourselves in harm's way. Please, the night is going to be upon us. Stay with those that you have searched. I am deeply sorry to hear about the loss of your friend, but any that could survive that attack are welcome here, and get yourselves a night's rest and leave when you are ready. Some of those that came here were injured, and when they are ready, I'm sure they would like to go back to the city with you. But for now, you should stay. You should relax and enjoy having completed your mission.
I don't relax on principle, but thank you. Please, could you tell me something? Jacob, what was your job as a caravan guard?
I was sent to help bring the whole caravan to the meeting place where the Badin were supposed to take the goods and eat them, and we were to make the official handoff.
So the whole caravan, not just parts of the caravan, just all of it, everyone, including Eden the diplomat.
Yes, the guards were sent to escort that which Eden was bringing back.
I see, and yet you still dare to call yourself a guard after the appalling performance.
There's a moment in where he looks a little troubled and a little like there's a flash of anger, but then he kind of glances over at Riharam, and Riharam looks sad and says, "It is okay, my friend." And Riharam looks back at you and says, "We all sometimes fail in that which we attempt, and it is
Not all of
sad,
us.
but to
Some of us, apparently, but not all of us.
Right, like, I actually, like, step on his foot.
What happened to the goods that they were traveling with?
Jacob says, I assume that they were taken by whatever creatures were left after we fled. We were overrun and unable to stop them."
Bobo,
I,
can I
Yes.
insight check Riharam? I
Absolutely.
The muscular man, please. I have no
You want to
bonus.
insight his muscles? Come on.
Yes.
Yeah.
The muscles in his face that will tell me if he's full of
Does he put
bullshit.
those on?
18.
while she's doing that, I'm gonna ask Jacob a question, and I'm gonna be like, Jacob, I apologize for my friend Rylan, who obviously has such a way with words. But I just have a quick question for you, and I apologize for bringing this up again. It's just we're trying to help your compatriots, and we've been actually sent to help you. So any information you can give us is obviously going to be just useful. So I apologize for making you relive these moments, but is the place that you were attacked, was that a place that you were commonly used, or was it a new place you went to? And while you were there, how many of them actually attacked you? Like, in your best guess, was it at the night time? That might be a little bit more difficult, I understand, but I'm just any information you can give us about the actual place and time of event, that'd be wonderful.
Okay, so I'll say, Sugar, as you are kind of staring at Riharam as Trinkle asks Jacob this question. So, you're kind of looking at him and seeing his reaction. Jacob answers you, Trinkle, and says, this is the first time that I have taken that route, but we would travel that way on a very regular basis. The Badin make the arrangements for where we are to meet them. They keep their camps secret to us, and we just reach a meeting point to do the exchange. But it's always very important that we are timely. It is profitable to both of us. So we were to go where Edom and his associates would take us. Other than that, I know very little, except that we were supposed to succeed and we did not. He says this. Sugar, as you're looking at Harem,
Full of shit.
you ever have that moment where there's a child, like a young child on stage doing acting or singing or like giving a speech, and the parent out,
is nodding approvingly?
not even nodding approvingly, but the parent is like coaching. The
Saying
parent
the
is
lines,
like
yeah.
mouthing, mouthing along the words and like do like. It's not that obvious, obviously. It's not that, but you see like subtle eyebrow raises and moments in where as Jacob is talking and where Riharam kind of starts to frown and then smiles, and then like just listening to what Jacob says and watching Riharam, you get the sense that Jacob might be taking cues, but you're not exactly sure. Like, is
How,
it a
what?
lie? Yeah, you're not sure. Well, without having watched Jacob and like seeing the whole interaction, you're not sure if it's just lying or if it's not telling the whole truth, or if Riharam is just. You're not exactly sure what, but yeah, he's definitely giving subtle signals of like, and now you do this, and now you do that. Yeah.
This is how Nyla speaks to me.
Very obvious signals. Super obvious signals.
Except with towels. More towels are involved.
You know what? I think we should it is getting close to night. Maybe we should accept our good new friend Riharam's hospitality. Maybe go get our friend, bring in our camels all together as a big happy family.
Yes,
Finally.
Please stay.
Yeah,
Enjoy the evening. Rest up. See to the others that you are going to be bringing back to your city, and tell them of the wonders and the pleasures that you have found here. We are as much of a community as a business, and would love for more to know and come and enjoy the mammoth fountain, as it were. And he smiles.
Of course, we would love
Right.
to. Just stay here and look into
Come on.
things. Relax, because I know how to do that.
Yes, come on, let's go get Nyla. And I grab Ryland's hand and I grab Ziamidi's hand. And I gesture to Trinkle. Come on, let's go get Nyla.
Sounds good. I follow.
You are.
Get out of here.
Yes,
Well-
when you return with your friend and your camels, we will make sure you have adequate accommodations. But we will
Good,
see you. We will see you for dinner.
Uh-huh.
You guys are let outside. They open the tent flaps for you. The two guards that had met you, they basically they're outside there, and they say, well, "Bring in your beasts, and we will escort you to a tent for you."
Good.
And-
Good. Thank you.
Thank
Well, I say we get a
you.
round of drinks to celebrate. Job well
Right.
done.
Come on,
Should we-
Ziamidi. Come on. I'm still holding their hands and marching them.
Yes,
Yeah.
job done, as you say, Ziamides. All of the loose ends appear to have been nicely tied up for us.
Okay, are we by the camels?
Exactly.
Are we by the camels?
Yeah,
She's like, can I kill him, please?
In Celestial. Everybody. That guy is full of bullshit. That guy is full of bullshit so much.
What?
He was
What
like,
do you think?
he was
I thought
like
so as well.
telling what? He was like telling the guard like what to say, like he had practiced or was like taking cues. It's bullshit, man. It's bullshit.
You just said we were going to rest. And why are you springing this on? Well, I'm so confused.
I don't know. I don't know if they had, if very handsome, muscular chest man had something to do with the attack, maybe. Maybe he doesn't like the people from Daggerfall going through the desert if he wanted stuff from them. And I don't know exactly what, but that guy's full of it, man. Full of it.
No way.
Hospitality.
I think that's just to disarm us with his nice manners and pillows, which are nonetheless delightful.
Which are really nice.
They were super nice pillows.
His chest did glisten. I wasn't sure if that was because he was lying, or if that was just a feature of his chest. However,
I think it's both.
Could be. I think that something else went on here. Diplomats don't just disappear, and Jacob there, it looked like he was taking some cues more so than anything else.
Well, it's just, he didn't feel like he was being direct with anything that he says. I feel like he should know a lot more than what he actually said. So I'm with you, Sugar.
I question if he was even there, or if he was involved in some kind of plot to either get the goods or get the diplomat.
I think Sugar definitely has the brains of the family.
Yes, this is what I said 2 seconds ago, Rylan.
Mm-hmm.
But you weren't listening.
I totally just said that just to make Rylan upset. Feels bad, man, but it totally didn't.
But the thing that I have to say though is I think it is good that we stay a little bit and find out more information. But I don't want us to get hurt because obviously we're the next big threat. You know, he can be nice to us, but obviously we're the people who go back and say stuff, if that makes sense. So just gotta be on our toes.
Yes.
And I got cute toes.
You do. I saw them while you were sleeping.
I know. We should paint them later. They're, you know.
Yes. 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 Yes.
Yes.
Hold on.
So you've had this conversation.
In Celestial.
I'm sorry. Okay.
So the mission's not over, it's what you're saying.
Yeah, I don't think it
What is
is.
there left to do?
Well,
Find Edom if they have him.
They either have him, they've sold him on, or they've killed him for whatever reason. What was the point of the diplomat coming here? I didn't care enough to listen.
They were going to make a deal with they do this from time to time. The people from Daggerfall go to the Bedine, one of the Bedine encampments, and it's I think renewing trade, something like that.
essentially it's like, no, go DM.
You were told by Braskin and that the Bedine are these desert people who basically control the Black Road, which is the big major thoroughfare through the desert, and they do these diplomatic cultural commerce exchanges. And so the Bedine show up at Dagger Falls, they do a lot of trading, and then the Bedine go back. And the way that that Jacob was talking about it, they basically show up, spend a bunch of money, and then are returning with goods to bring back to their people. And this is kind of part of the way that they stay friendly with each other is trade.
So maybe Riham or Riham needs... Is another party involved? He's looking to break up some kind of deal between the two. I mean, I honestly don't care, but if they have Edom, then I'd like to see what he knows about the dragon, so we should find him. I mean, why don't we have a little poke around?
A little poke around, that sounds fun. Could one of us make a history check or something to see, I mean, I don't think we know, like, who the Bedine are, what they look like, but it's not these people, is it? Not just, like, these people in this oasis.
Go ahead and roll. So as you guys are kind of walking back, you've had this conversation, you've collected Nyla and the camels and are walking back. Go ahead and make a history check as you kind of look at people.
Okay. 12.
As you look around, as the sun has started to set and the cool night air is starting to filter in, you do see there are a couple more people who are exiting tents, and they all seem to be heading towards or congregating towards the big giant tent that Harem seemed to be holding court in. The vast majority of them seem to be a variety of humans. You see a few elves. You don't know too much about the Badine themselves, but everybody is dressed appropriately for the desert, and there does seem to be, not a lot of people here, but they're not a cohesive people. They're dressed all slightly differently. They're from some slightly different backgrounds. They just all seem to be humans or elves of some sort. And yeah, you're not really sure. You didn't ask too much back at the town about the Badine.
Yeah.
As you guys are led back in, the two guards lead you to a smaller permanent tent that looks like it could fit the five of you comfortably for sleeping in, and they'll escort Nyla to where they've got their own camels and horses set up next to the water so that they can eat and drink. And for the moment, they will kind of just leave you at the door of this tent that they've said you are welcome to stay here as long as you need. Food will be served in the main tent, as well as conversation and wine. And they leave.
Thank
We
you.
need to have a look around. We need to have a look around the places that they don't want us to look.
Meanwhile, I'll
Where?
keep up appearances and also stuff my face.
Oh boy.
All right. Where would you... So, from where you are, there's 3 main tents. There's the big giant one that Harem is in. There's 2 relatively smaller ones. They look like they might have been sideshow tents, maybe able to hold like 25, 30 people. And there's about another dozen of the tents like what you have that are single, several occupancy sleeping tents kind of thing. And as you kind of just casually glance around, you do see that there are guards posted at the 3 large tents, and there are people milling about, talking with each other, wandering about, but the smaller sleeping tents don't seem to have anybody.
All right. Okay, well, I'll go first, I guess. Then I'll make my way to the main tent.
I'll stick with Diomedes, I think. I'm not subtle in any sense of the word.
All right.
So you and I.
Yeah, I must say, Rylan, I think you and I are the best for sneaking around right now.
Agreed.
All right.
I think one thing that I would like to do, Rylan, is I want to see if we can find like the materials tent, like the supply tent. I think that would kind of be a good place to start to see if there's anything new, anything maybe out of the ordinary. I don't know.
Quite. And anything that we could trace back. Yes.
Yeah.
Okay. Good idea.
Okay. So while Trinkle and Rylan decide what tents they want to start to try to explore, Diomedes and Sugar, you guys are going to head back to the big top?
Yeah,
Yes, with our
food
good
he
friend.
brought out, and as he said, wine was going to be served. So yeah, we'll go in when they've been prepared.
I use
you can-
prestidigitation to gussy myself up.
All right. Yeah, in the walk back with the camels and being shown this tent, you can see now that there have been what look like platters being brought on in, and you can smell fresh meats, you can smell alcohol, and you do hear giggling and laughter coming from the main tent. So it looks like dinner really has been served.
Cool.
Be
All
our
right.
guest. Be our guest.
We've at least got to keep
You guys-
up with appearances. One of us has to look like we have our guard down, right?
I mean, I just focus on looking amazing. You're not the wearing armor, so maybe you have your guard down. But I'm like hard to get armor down.
Literally.
Hard to get.
Yeah. Mhm. It's a good dynamic, I think. Don't attack them.
I'm not planning to. I'm planning to enjoy myself, or at least appear to be. Nonetheless, we should maybe even get some of the guards drunk. We're saying this in Celestial, obviously.
Obviously.
Okay.
All the time. It's a beautiful
When we get
language.
those guards drunk, there'll be less issues later. A drinking competition, maybe, as we kind of bust our way in through the main tent.
Sure. You
Yes.
bust your way on in, and it seems really nice in here. Like in the couple of minutes, in the 10, 20 minutes that you've been gone, food has started to be served, and the people that were kind of lounging about are enjoying fresh fruits and dates. There's large jugs of wine being poured. It doesn't look like anyone's being served as much as some people have just taken the initiative to bring in the food and left it out on various small little tables. There's really no chairs or formal furniture. It's all just pillows and blankets on the floor, and little tiny tables on the floor, maybe a foot high, that people are putting stuff down on. A couple people are playing some cards. And there is Harem, kind of still lounging on his pillows. He seems to be enjoying a couple of dates. He raises a wine glass to you as you enter, and
Raise one back.
what would you like? Yeah. If you do that, then he will raise his eyebrows and kind of... He's looking right at you, Ziomedes, as he tries to usher you on over.
I think he
beckon
respects
you
your
over.
chest.
All right, sure. I'll go join him.
He wants to
From
touch
one
chest.
chest to another.
Yep.
Sure.
Yep.
Comparing chess.
Touch chest.
Sure. I'll
I will.
stride
Sugar, are
on
you gonna-
over.
Yeah,
Sure,
I'll go
Sugar,
with
you gonna
him.
join him? All right, so you stride on over. He says, you have decided to stay. Welcome. Would you like some wine?
Yes, you do us a great honor inviting us here to your main tent. Free wine, food. Must be quite wealthy here in this little oasis. You'll be
Well,
giving such-
Oasis is... Sorry.
Yeah, no, go on.
He's just gonna say, oases bring money and people and conversation and food, as long as they are administered with caring and love and are welcoming to all. So I am more than happy to be of welcome to you. The more that know about our little community here, the more people who come, the more money we can make. It is smart business. And he calls over one of the guards, and very quickly the two of you are being poured some wine. Please
Sounds
sit.
to me.
Mm.
Yeah, we take a seat, grab some wine, and I'll say, why don't you invite some of your guards over as well? After all, we've dealt with this threat in the desert. Like you say, there's no worries now.
Oh, of course not. And they are free to enjoy themselves. There are a few that will remain on watch, just in case there are more of these jackals that are out in. But they are on patrol. As you see, everyone is free to enjoy themselves. And as you look around, you do see that while he is obviously in charge, and him calling over someone to give you wine, like, they're obviously attentive to him, but they're also, like, the guard that had brought over wine has now his own cup and is chatting with a couple of other people.
Cool.
There's 3 or 4 other people sitting at a table not too far away that are dressed in kind of the traditional cloth garb, and also some leather armor, and they're lounging and eating. It doesn't seem to be like there's the 2 at the door who seem to be on duty, as it were, but everybody else seems to be having a good time. And Harem reaches over and touches you on the shoulder gently and says, "Are you not worried about burning in the hot sun?"
Burning? No, we have these cloaks that were given to us, but less worried about burning from the sun, more from dragons. And I stand up and I address the guards and I go, who here would believe me if I said a dragon came in and swooped down, annihilating an entire force of jackalware?
You see a couple of people startle at this. You see one gentleman in the back scoff. There's a lady next to him who seems to be dressed in leathers and a little more like an actual guard, elbows him and then raises her glass to you and says, to dragons! And that seems to encourage everybody. To dragons! And they all drink.
I look at the
And
ones
Harem
who,
kind of grins.
I look at the ones who are like scoffing, and I'm like, you disbelieve me? Ha! Down your drink. It's true. And I'll start chugging my own wine.
It's a little warm. Like, it chills stuff out in the middle of the desert, so it's kind of lukewarm, but it seems to be a really nice vintage. It's very good. Harem looks over at you, Sugar, as Diomedes is pounding his wine, and says, "And you, my dear, tell me, were you impressed with this dragon?"
Not really.
And why not?
I don't know. My brother can fly, so...
He can. And he looks back at you, Diomedes, and says, do you know that's magic, or are you hiding wings somewhere? And he kind of tries to poke behind your back.
Yeah, you can't see any wings right there at the moment, but it does explain why he's not really wearing the cloak as much. But yeah, what would I say? Magic? No. More like innately my own abilities.
Oh,
Looks at chest.
fascinating. He looks back at you, Sugar, and he goes to look behind your back as well and kind of gently touches you on the shoulder and kind of gives you a
I'll
sly
allow
little
it.
grin as he does. He kind of looks behind and he's like, and you, my dear, do you also have invisible wings?
Well, you'll just... you can't really see them under my armor. So I guess you'll just have to wait and see some other time.
Fair enough. When you are ready to display, then I will be honored to see your wings. He gives you both a grin, and I would love you both to make wisdom saving throws at disadvantage.
Yeah.
Okay. You have +4 to this.
I do? Okay.
Yeah,
Okay.
And so
Because
do
you're right
I.
next to her, but they are at disadvantage.
right. Oh, shit. Okay.
Gonna say,
No.
yes, we have our secrets, but what about yourself?
So 11.
11 for Sugar.
Nailed it.
Alright, I got
How much
+4.
did you get?
Is it a D4 or +4?
No,
+4.
it's +4. It's my
Okay.
charisma mod.
I've got
He's at
13.
13.
13? Okay. Something about that smile and him, he's kind of like half flirting with the two of you, and the both of you feel just like, yeah, this is a good guy. This is a really good guy. I really like this guy a lot. Like, he's been super nice to us, and I shouldn't be suspicious of this Harem at all.
Never.
Yeah.
And as you're-
my companion judgments from earlier are clearly all wrong. Like, I was right. This guy's good. He's good.
Super good guy. And as he pulls back and says this about the wings, he says, "Please continue to enjoy the food and the drink. And were there any questions that came up about me? I'm happy to answer, but I am just a businessman. You understand?" And he grins at you, and you totally, yeah, absolutely, you understand.
Mm-hmm.
If anyone says that they're businessmen and things, it means they're evil.
Always!
All evil.
Oh.
Lawyers and businessmen.
It's all down to Ryland and Trinkle now.
Well, and speaking of Ryland and Trinkle, as Sugar
Which,
and
by the-
Diomedes and which, by the way,
By the way, I wanted to cast Enhance Ability at a 3rd level to give Rylan and I Cat's Grace, so we have advantage on dexterity checks. So
sounds
because
like a smart thing to do.
sneaky.
All right, as you are casting that, as Diomedes and Sugar are now enjoying a lovely evening with their new best friend, where would the two of you like to go?
I think the equipment tent,
Yeah, we're gonna try to go to the equipment tent or find the equipment supply tent if possible.
quartermaster side
Okay.
place. Yeah.
Go ahead and make perception checks.
Yeah.
14.
So what
Ryland, You're pretty sure one of these two other large tents must be either equipment or storage or something important, because of all the tents around here, the only three that have guards are the three biggest ones, and you've already been inside Harem's tent, so it must be one of these two.
Okay, Trinkle. One of these two tents must be the ones we're looking for. They're guarded, and it seems to me they'd only guard something if they didn't want us to look inside. We could try sneaking round and like cutting a hole through and sneaking in, or perhaps.
I like that idea. Let's do it.
Okay.
No, I think we should sneak all the way we can.
All right, let's try that.
Okay, let's go.
All right. Which tent would you like to go after? The one to the south or the one to the north?
Let's do the one to the north.
Why not?
Okay. And so, give me your plan before we go forward. What exactly would you like to do?
Sneak?
I think what like Rylan said, we're gonna go to the back if we can, and sneak in. We're gonna either like lift it up if it doesn't like if it's possible to just lift up and not like cause like a huge craziness to go on. If not, we're just gonna use a little dagger to cut a small little hole and crawl in.
Okay. Both of these, but especially the one to the north, these are butted up against the rocks that kind of form these big jutting rock formations. The actual entrance with one guard is at the western side, and it's pretty dark now. There isn't any light, like there's not like tiki torches around or anything, so it's really just any of the light spilling out from these tents, and a couple of the people wandering about have like a candle or something, so it is very, very dark. But you can't necessarily get around the back of the tent. It would have to be along the side, and I would love for you both to roll stealth checks as you do that.
All right. Steady as she goes, and we have advantage on this, right?
Yep, we do.
10 with advantage. Nailed it.
Yeah, 22
Trinkle,
for
what'd you
me. I got 22.
Ooh, okay.
With advantage.
All right. The one guard that's at the doors, you guys sneak around. You kind of get as close to the back as you can. Doesn't seem to notice you. He's standing there. He doesn't have a light source. He's just standing there idly, kind of watching. You pull out some sharp implement and start to rip a hole in this, because you can see that the bottom of this tent seems to have a wood base to it, so you wouldn't be able to just pick it up. It seems to be...
Oh, okay, perfect. That's fine.
Yeah, so you're going to have to cut a hole in it. You slip your dagger in and start to cut, and it makes a rather disturbingly loud... And you pause. And the gentleman at the front of the tent... and goes back to watching, but he doesn't totally turn around. Which of you is actually cutting the hole?
I'll cut the hole.
Okay, you cut the hole. I will. Oh, I have nothing to
Stand
distract
guard.
this man. All I can do is murder people. I can't distract.
As Rylan prepares to murder, Trinkle, I would like you to roll one more stealth check as you finish making a hole big enough for you to into.
Yeah, I get like the ones ready just in case.
Give me just 2 seconds. I do this.
It's like wire cutters
Oh,
and any.
that's the first one I gotta roll with. I forgot to press the advantage thing.
She's just getting the wire cutters through just
So
as the
18.
guard's coming around.
Oh, okay.
Nice.
The guard at the front gets totally distracted by a bug crawling up his leg. I rolled a natural 1. So all of a sudden you see him go, ah! And he reaches down. You don't know what, but something has obviously crawled up his leg. He's like, oof, oof, oof. And in that
He's
moment,
distracted.
Trinkle, he is super distracted. And you're really quick at that point to just, and the two of you slip on in. You're almost immediately greeted with what looks like a large box that is practically up against the edge of this canvas of this tent. You kind of have to sneak around it and everything. And you look inside, and at first, because of the box that you've encountered, you think, well, this must be just the supplies tent. It's, what else would be in here? But as soon as you get around this box and kind of peek in, do either of you have dark vision?
Yes.
Oh, poopy doodles, no.
Okay. Poopy doodles, no. You just see what looks like stacks and stacks of boxes and crates. Rylan, you can see that the crates and all of the containers are on the outside of this tent, kind of forming a semicircle around a empty space in the middle, where there are 3 figures bound and gagged, lying on the wooden floor of this tent. They have not seen you, though.
Wait. Trinkle, they're bound and gagged. Nyla's told me about something not unlike this. Now it's either it's one of 2 things.
Sexy ladies?
That is option A. Option B.
That's a different game. Sorry, guys. I'm not running that game.
More likely, though, I think these might be the Lost Diplomats.
Oh, what? Oh, okay. So,
Right.
I send a message. I use cantrip message to the area.
Can you point me out the area where they're kind of at?
Yes. Kind of here. Like
Kind of
He
there.
points it out. He points it out, and you can now see, even there, without your dark vision, you can see there is an opening area, and you can see kind of the vague shape of 3 figures, but that's about it. You can't make out any details.
That's fine.
I send message. I say, hello.
Which one?
Let's say the one closest to us, because I honestly have no idea. Because I can't make out anymore. And the one closest to us.
Give me a number. Give me 1, 2, or 3, and let's see who you send a message to.
Pick a number, any number.
3.
Pick a number. All right, number 3. What do you say?
Say, hello. You're here to help you. What is your name?
And so this is the message spell, so they can respond.
Yeah, they can respond.
Okay. There's a brief pause, and you hear a frantic male voice in your head that says, "Marshall, my name's Marshall. Marshall Dakar. Where are you? What's going on? Are you in my head?
Okay,
is there
okay.
what is this? What is this? Is this more trickery? I can't." And then he's run out of message.
Yeah, of course. Marshall Jakar?
Marshall Dakar.
Dakar. Okay. Well, Marshall, my name is Trinkle, and I have been sent by Braskin to help. Do you know Braskin?
Yes, Braskin is my employer. He was the one that sent us out here. But you've got to get us out of here immediately. We're all in terrible danger.
Okay. And then I send him one more basket. I say, thank you, Marshall. Marshall, in your limited knowledge, is it just you 3 or are there more?
The 3 of us were the only ones that could resist Harem's charms. We're the only ones that haven't been dominated by him. You have to get us out of here, and we have to leave. There's no telling how long before he comes back, and I don't know how much longer and then it cuts off.
It cuts off.
Your eyes have glazed over for the past few seconds. What's going on?
Rylan, I just smack him a little bit. Rylan, these guys are good guys. They're here because they,
Won't be good or evil, really, I mean.
No, well, shut up. They're the guys we need. We're charms
I'd love you both to roll more stealth checks. Give me another stealth check.
Sorry.
We have advantage, at least. We have advantage.
Oh yeah, at least. Okay, let me make sure I have advantage on. Hopefully it has advantage on.
15.
15.
All right. You hear a noise from outside the front of the tent, And you have a brief moment in where it's very obvious the flap of this tent that has been pinned down is being pulled up. And you've just enough time to reduck behind this box as the flap is pulled back up, and the gentleman that had been guarding the front of this tent pokes his head back in and looks down at these figures. You hear him say, "Enough! Keep quiet!" And he kind of looks around. And Ryland, because you have the dark vision, you can see him peering, looking.
I've got my wands out, like, ready to blast him with lightning bolts. Should I do it? I'll wait.
He kind of settles back down, and he looks down at the people bound on the floor, and he says, "Stop trying and just sleep, okay?" And then he exits and closes the tent again. You hear him pounding the it's obvious it's not like you can lock a flap, but it looks like instead of it just folding over, he's staked it into the ground so it stays closed.
That's some good stitch work there. I like that. Okay,
I know.
What? Yes.
Okay, so Ryland. And then I just download a little bit and I say, "Guy, I'm gonna talk to you. Marshall. He works for Breskin. These guys haven't been taken over, so we need to save them." Yes, Raheem is the bad guy. Raheem is bad guy.
Wait, didn't we just send in Diomedes and Sugar to the bad guys?
We'll have to save them too, but not now.
Sugar also has 2 wild magic surges from Isriva. Thank you, Isriva.
2 of them.
Oh yeah. Well, you roll this in a second when we come back, I guess. But yeah, Ryland said, "Okay, so should we get these guys out now, or should we go get Diomedes and Sugar and come back?" It might look suspicious if we go and get them, if we're all gone.
While you guys think about that, we'll
Okay, yeah, that's fine. We can let them go in.
Yeah, kind of you mull over exactly what the next part of your plan wants to be. Meanwhile, back with Sugar and Diomedes, who are having a wonderful time with their new bestie. Yeah.
Yes.
Let's go ahead and roll those wild magic surges and see what happens.
5, 9, 8.
Oh boy.
The first one.
This wine is the best.
So,
5, 9, 8 for Sugar.
well,
You can't create magical walls or barriers.
Could you do that before?
yes. I mean,
Oh.
yeah.
All right,
Right.
I will say, you can't do that for the next hour in game, for
Okay.
reasons.
Oh yeah,
We'll
yeah,
limit
yeah,
it to
yeah.
an-
No, this
Well,
makes perfect
Yeah.
sense.
yeah. And what's the other one?
This encounter just went up. 1737.
1737. 1737. You think that you are seeing through someone else's eye.
Okay.
Maybe the light getting to your head a little bit, and you're having that weird out-of-body experience, and where you're looking at Harem, and he's kind of attractive, and then you're looking over at Diomedes, and you love your brother, and then it's almost as though you're watching yourself in third person. It's
Yeah.
kind of
Oh.
weird.
This is
Like
so
you see yourself being super friendly with Harem, and part of you is like, I wouldn't do that, but then you're watching yourself do it. It's a weird experience.
Well, and I feel very, very safe around him because he's very muscular. So why would I need magical protection? This is great.
Yeah.
I feel totally relaxed.
As you should, my dear.
So bad combination of bad things.
Hero, do you have a wife? Or many wives, even. I don't know what they have in the.
Or
desert
many
there.
husbands.
I am. Diomedes, I am currently not attached to anyone long term. I have not found the right partner, but one of these days someone will come along and want to be by my side for the rest of my life. But until then, I enjoy all company.
I look at Sugar and I'm like, kind of wink a little.
Oh my goodness! Oh!
You're not sure whether if you think he's in there or if he thinks you should get in there. You're not sure.
I'm not sure. I am
There's a
not
third option
sure.
here, and I don't like it.
There is a bird. On family-friendly
He looks at the two of you and
Two
says,
family-
The two family-friendly Chris.
"Oh." He looks at you and says, "But maybe not tonight. After all, I have recently lost my toothbrush and I have not been able to get the sand out of my molars for days. You wouldn't happen to have any extra, would you?"
We do
Well,
have some
it so
extra,
happens.
yes.
I like
You
pull out
have
3,
an-
5. I keep pulling out toothbrushes until he says something. So,
Harem says, "My friend, if I may have one of those, you will be in my eternal debt."
sort of splay them out like he's gonna pick a card. I'm like, pick a brush.
Any brush.
He takes, if you've got a pink one, he takes the pink one. He's just like, and ready to go. I will save this to before bed. This will be perfect. Thank you.
Good
Is there
choice.
anything else you guys want to do as you're flirting around, or shall we skip back over?
I don't think we
What?
can do
It's
much
not
else.
the best flirting you've ever seen.
Hard
We are-
cut.
It's
hard
a-
cut.
It's amazing. Trinkle, Rylan, what have you guys decided you would like to do?
Fade to black.
Yes.
As birds sing
Rylan.
above, yeah. Yes.
Rylan, I don't know. I really want to save them really bad because the thing is the more people we have on our side, I mean, I'm strong, but I can't. Charms spells are really hard for me to get rid of, and the thing is these are 3
Right.
people that aren't charmed that we could probably help out. So I don't know.
And I just get a little bit frustrated and cry a little
That's
bit.
true. It's also an area. Don't cry. It's an area of magic that I too am unfamiliar with. All I'm really good at is killing people.
I know.
And studying their bodies. But let's say this: if we were to go and get Sugar and Ziomedes, and then we all went away, how suspicious would that look? If you were Rihan? If we just sneak off with them now, get them to Nyla and the camels, settle them loose. The next day we can just walk away.
I think so too. Okay, let's do it. So I go and
Okay.
immediately start to try. I stand in front of all 3 of them and I go, "Hi, I'm here to help."
That's great.
Marshall. I know. Marshall knows this. And so actually I'll use message to the other 2 and be like, "Hi, I've talked to Marshall. We're here to help. Be quiet, okay?" And I have to get okay. I make sure I get an okay from all 3 of them before
They
we start,
both
cutting.
They both give you a nod, kind of a little bit of a frantic nod, and you can, as you
Yeah, of
step
course.
over them, and the 2 of you kind of reveal yourselves to these 3 individuals. You see 2 gentlemen and a woman, all of them bound and gagged. All of them look pretty rough, like they've taken a beating and have just been left here to lie and be upset. The one that you were speaking to, Marshall, he's in his armor has been stripped, so he's just in his underclothes, but those are also in the red and the dagger falls. The other 2 are still wrapped in what looks like traditional desert garb, and the woman and the gentleman, they seem to be wearing a similar style, like it's wrapped in a different way that you don't quite recognize, but they are bloody and beaten and are very quick to just nod at you. And
Okay.
you're gonna cut them all loose.
Yeah, I'm gonna cut them all loose. And as I'm cutting loose, I'm like, "You're gonna follow us quietly." And
they're all-
Are there any uniforms around here that we could put on you, or something to make you look less like
look,
slaves?
Rylan, look around.
Okay, I'll take a look around.
There seem to be a lot of crates and boxes and stuff. You do see that some of them have scorch marks or slashing marks, as though someone they might have been a part of a battle maybe recently. Which none of them have been opened. One of the pull one open. It seems to be several bags of dried meats. Lots of pork and beef, salted meats.
Salted pork.
One of the Yeah, these people don't keep kosher. Not Marshall, the other gentleman, as you've cut his bonds, and he stands up, kind of rubbing his wrists and stretching a little bit, and under his breath he says, "But thank you. My name is Adim. I believe." Adim? This is the guy you're looking for. Adim. Yep. And he says, "It is very important that we leave quickly.
Of course.
The creature that is in... We need to get the rest of the people who have been captured that are under the influence of this creature. He is an evil, despicable man who has been torturing and..."
But we gotta go now so that we can get you out safely. We know you. Raskin sent us. Let's get you out first, okay?
Have you seen a dragon?
Shut up.
Not recently, no. Do you have a dragon? That would help greatly.
This was such a waste. Fine, okay. Yep. All right, just
Okay,
come with us.
Edom looks like half disappointed when you say it's such a waste. Like, but he and the other two will follow you out. And
Okay.
where would you like to go?
Should I give them powers too, like us?
Yes.
Okay, I will also use another 3rd level spell to cast at least on 2 more people. I'm gonna use it on Adim and the bigger man, Marshall.
Before you do, as it looks like you're getting ready to cast the spell, Edom holds up a hand, and like you're kind of outside of the tent, a little bit further away in a dark corner.
Oh.
Edom holds up his hand to stop you and says, "We are in no condition to fight, and we should just..."
We're just trying to get you back. I think we need to get you back to our tent. Can you guys be stealthy? So you can get us back
That
to
is
the tent.
for the best. We do not... If we are discovered, then we would rather fight and die than stay prisoners of
Clearly
this
they
creature.
can't fight. They got captured in the first place. I mean, they're awful
know.
guards.
Okay, so we're gonna try to take him back to our tent, if possible.
All right. I will roll some stealth checks for them, and I would love you guys to roll stealth checks too.
Have they also got advantage?
I was trying
They
to
don't
give it
because-
to 2 of them, but
Yeah,
He said
he's
no.
held it off. On the plus side, you do notice as you guys are sneaking around, because they've been stripped of their armor and gear, and they also like basically they've just got the one has his small clothes and the other just has these wrappings. So they don't really have that much that they have to keep quiet, and it is once again still very dark outside. What did the 2 of you get?
19 and 22.
All right. There's a couple of tense moments as you kind of have to wind your way around the large tent, kind of using the laughter and the merriment and the noises that you hear from inside to help mask your steps. You're heading back to the tent that you've been given when you see a pair of guards start to walk by, and one of them kind of stops and looks in your direction. You all huddle behind a tent, and then they continue to walk past. And while the 3 that you're escorting, they're not the fastest or necessarily the stealthiest, and you can tell that they're very injured. The one is holding his ribs. Both of them, all 3 of them are limping, but because they don't have any gear on them and because they're staying low and quiet, you guys are able to usher them to your tent without a problem, and you all kind of slip inside. Nyla is there just absentmindedly sitting, and she looks up and she sees you all enter.
Okay. I didn't know if we were gonna make it that far. But okay, Eden, Marshall, and Lady, what is your name?
Hasana. But thank you.
Hasana. Well, I want to, and I look at Eden, I say, Eden, Raskin sent us to help out because we heard of your turmoil. So we're good guys, we're here to help. We do have 2 other compatriots that we need to find because they're looking for you too. But now that we found you, I think it's good if we all get back together. So we're gonna go get them really quick. So just stay here with Nyla. Nyla's awesome, she'll protect you, and then we'll be right back, okay? Promise you, no more than 10 minutes.
Do what you need. Save your friends. This creature is evil, and if they are swayed under his thrall, it is imperative that you save their lives.
Don't worry about that. Zymedes and Sugar are uncharmable. They cannot be taken in by the wiles of anything such as this.
It's good to know.
No Adelards can.
Can I ask you a question about the charm? Is the charm does it last for a long, long time? Or is it just like short? Or do you know?
He has several powers that I don't totally understand. He is somehow able to weaken your defenses, and then there is a spell that he seems to cast, and then some of these creatures stay under his command for a very long time. Some of them eventually come.
Now
have
is
come
interesting.
to.
See, I thought that you wouldn't be useful because you've seen a dragon, but if this guy, Harem, has the ability to keep minions under his control without killing them, why, the uses of that would be extraordinary.
Hey, Len, let's go find your siblings. Shut up. Let's go.
Fine.
They'll stay behind. Nyla will keep them safe. And you guys, are you walking, sneaking, strutting? What do you do next?
And we're just gonna...
Yeah, walk in.
We're gonna go to... I thought, let's just walk. We'll walk.
Yeah.
To the tent. There's no point. We'll be nice, and we'll go and once we get into the tent,
I'll be like, okay, Rylan, I don't think we should stay long, but maybe we can grab some meat and some ale, and then say, we're gonna go eat in our tent because we gotta go work on some books. Gotta read some books.
Yes, I have science to perform when I require the others.
Exactly. Yeah. So we'll just say, hey, Zymedes Sugar, we need you. We have to go back to our tent. Talk about the next day, get some preparations underway, stuff like that.
That's right. Yes.
Okay.
Yes. Excellent.
Okay.
I'm sure they're not after anything weird at all.
Of course not.
As you guys saunter your way over to the tent, all casual like, it's been long enough that at this point, many of the people that were in the large tent, they've eaten and they've left. And Zymedes and Sugar, pretty much the only people that are left in here is you and Harem kind of up on this dais of pillows. And there's still just a couple of guards around. There's 4 of them, 2 still positioned at the door, and the 2 others that were in the corner, the one that cheered for the dragon, the other that scoffed. The 2 of them are still kind of enjoying themselves. And
I'm braiding
Trinkle...
Zymedes' hair.
Oh yeah, absolutely. The 2 of you are just lounging. Harem is kind of idly... It's weird, he's still lounging on the pillows, and he's kind of like idly chatting with the other guards, like, and they said they saw a dragon. We must look for this creature. And it all seems very festive and nice. And then in walks your other 2 friends.
There you are.
Zymedes. Hey.
The rest of your companions, come join us, eat, drink.
Nothing up to do.
Yeah,
That's
well,
not really
we can't stay
what?
too long because I have to make some preparations for tomorrow, bard stuff. I have to practice my singing, make sure that I look at a map and stuff. So we're just here to grab some food and some meat, and I'm gonna have some time with Zymedes.
and I grab Zymedes' arm, and try to be a little extra sexy on him, just to be kind of give him that idea, So I grab Zymedes. Let's go, Zymedes!
And
I'll
I
just grab
need
some meat.
Sugar for science.
Yes.
Now you put
Not
it
the
back.
other thing.
No.
Harem, he sees Trinkle and Zymedes getting a little friendly with each other, and he gives you an appreciative all right, yeah, good for you
We're
guys.
all for that mixed race crap.
He says, but before you go, please come enjoy some food and drink before you retire. It is still early, and most of my companions have already left. Come on. And Trinkle, as you've come forward, because Zymedes and Sugar are kind of up on these pillows, as you've come forward, Harem reaches out to kind of take your hand and invite you up onto the dais.
I'm good. I'm a really horny woman right now. let me go! And I grab Ziomedes and I like start just shoving him out, like I'm trying to like make out with his arm as I'm going out.
I'll grab an extra
They
bottle
have
of wine.
a very intense relationship. It's really something.
Yes, Sugar,
Okay.
and
Alright.
the science that I need to perform is as if not more intense in its
Are we going
nature.
to have brother-sister bonding time?
Oh my
And
god, no.
and if he, well, crazy. If he does allow me to pass him,
Unacceptable,
I'm gonna try to pull Ziomedes next to Rylan, and then I'm gonna touch Rylan and like give him. I'm actually gonna like pinch his butt as well. But the whole idea is I'm going to cast Enhance Ability again, but against Charisma. No, crap, it's Charisma checks. It's not saving throws. Never mind. I'll just pinch his butt for the heck of it.
He will
And walk
he
out.
holds out a hand. So he holds out a hand to like help you up onto the pillows. You avoid the hand, grab Ziomedes, and kind of pull him off. But before you get a chance to like leave or anything, he says, "Oh no, please do not leave just yet. Stay, enjoy some more drinks." And I need Rylan and Trinkle to make wisdom saving throws. Not at disadvantage, just a straight roll.
You have +4.
Okay, thank you.
That will literally be intense.
Yeah, just give me a second. I'm trying to do this. Wisdom saving throws. +4. That's why.
+4 to that is dirty 20.
Nice.
So a 19.
Nice. You both feel something try for a moment to creep into your mind. And for the briefest of moments, you are like, maybe I should. No. And Rylan especially, well, actually both of you, because you're both, you would both recognize very quickly someone just tried to charm you.
I back away slowly.
Didn't work.
Come, Sugar.
Okay, I would love to help you with the science. We haven't seen
Science
each other
time.
in a long time. So I want
Harem
to
stands up and says, and kind of gives Sugar and Diomedes a much more intense look. And the smile gets a little feral, and he says, "But why would you leave right now? You must stay for a little while longer. I have so
We must
many
stay, yeah.
questions."
We must stay a little while longer, don't you think, Diomedes?
I think he has so many questions. We have
Right,
so much
we
to
should-
answer.
Right, we should be polite.
Well, I have a little.
This is totally out of character for Diomedes, by the way. Trinkle should know. Like, there would be nothing holding him back going with you to the tent right now. Like, this just doesn't make sense.
But you are
No,
like,
I
you
know.
part of you wants to, but part of you is just like, well, this is a once in a lifetime opportunity to chat with this new best friend of mine. So
Oh,
And
you know,
he
but
is-
maybe
Sugar,
we
this
could
science
go.
is-
Right, maybe we could go change into something more comfortable. You know, because we've been out in the desert. So maybe we could go change in our tent, and then we could come back. I have stuff.
I'm
in
already
there.
comfortable. But,
Yeah, but you're all soiled. It's really embarrassing. With like sand.
it is fine. We are casual here. After all, I have been chatting with you all this time, and I just now got a toothbrush. How you have not been so, distracted by my unclean teeth is I am
Rylan's
grateful
precious
for your
folks.
propriety.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Toothbrush.
And he holds up the toothbrush that Diomedes gave him. So,
You gave
I start-
him a toothbrush.
I start scrubbing his teeth for him with the toothbrush.
Oh my god.
Oh no, no! I would have not let you gone that far. Number one. But I wanted to ask you, Opal Crazy. Again, this is my first time playing a bard and actually magic user.
sure.
Dispel magic. Does that work on charms as well?
Go ahead and read what Dispel Magic does.
Choose one creature, object, or magical effect within range. Any spell of 3rd level or lower on the target ends. Any spell of 4th level or higher on the target makes an ability check using spellcasting ability. The DC equals 10 plus spell level. On a successful check, the spell ends. And then it just talks about higher level.
It depends
Okay.
what level we're under.
The thing is
I
creature,
will-
object, or magical effect.
Yeah, I'll say if you're pretty familiar with Charm Person as a bard. If what has happened has actually been that spell, Dispel Magic will completely get rid of it. You're not sure whether that's exactly what's happened, but
yeah,
magic
but
would do it.
my thought is if that's my train of thought. If they're being charmed, maybe this might work. Okay. Well, I'm gonna try sneakily while being like very like using I wanted to use dispel magic on Diomedes, but like try to make it look like I'm totally filling him up for a little bit while doing the spell components.
I love this.
I would
Okay.
like to know, 'cause I'm very uncomfortable with this. I would like to leave.
So dispel magic, it's verbal. Give me the. What do you have to?
It's verbal somatic.
Verbal somatic. Okay.
That's it.
Give me a. So it doesn't include material components. So I'll say it's possible with what you want to do. I want a performance check.
Oh,
Make it
I
look
love it
like.
when you talk abjuration. Oh.
This would normally be like a sleight of hand, but since you're trying to make it look like something else,
28.
would you like to describe for me how you dispel magic on Diomedes?
I can't even do this for
Please,
a second.
no.
I am not like a sexy person. Oh my goodness. Essentially, I just pretty much do like the beginning steps of like. Can you imagine like when like a stripper comes in kind of thing, and is like kind of does like the little sexy dance, and then I like start trying to like take off my shirt just a little bit, and then like I get up on top, and then like start like grinding a little bit, and just like start doing the whole beginning little part of it. The whole idea is just to get rid of it, and then we'll stop there, and I'll be like, I'll put my hand on his lips. Come with me if you want some more.
I am
Diomedes.
mesmerized.
Oh yeah, you're all mesmerized. Harem is mesmerized. The whole room is just entranced by what is. I love the music change. This makes me so happy. We were a PG-13 game until just now. Yeah, Diomedes, in this moment, it doesn't matter who else is here. You are entranced by this woman that you find amazing. And as she dispels the charm that's on you, and you not only feel yourself no longer compelled to be friends with this Harem, but you now instantly realize that you've been charmed by him. And you realize a spell has been cast on you and dispelled. Harem speaks up and says, "Oh, really? I see that my friends are no longer interested in my company."
I grab a hold of Trinkle and I say, only this one can put a spell on me. I'll stand up and lift her up.
Just not true, clearly. I mean,
Literally.
literally not true. Fine.
Harem
See, it's not being scientific at all here, apparently. We're just giving toothbrushes away.
Harem looks over at the two guards in the corner and gives them kind of a solemn nod, and they stand up, and he says, "Must you leave? I think I must insist that you stay." And he looks over at Sugar and says, "I think you and your friends should stay and chat a while, correct?"
Yeah, no, I love chatting. I do it all the time. Sometimes too much. I think we should stay, you guys. He's very nice. His chest is just glistening.
Someone snap Sugar out of it.
And at that, Harem will snap his fingers.
Oh.
You gonna slap Sugar?
Yeah, try and get her out of it.
All right,
Please
roll an
do.
attack roll.
Please do. Please.
It's an unarmed strike.
Oh god, I don't think I can hear anyone on this. I don't even know if I have the action. Let's see. Can I'll just make it with my dagger. It won't actually be with my dagger.
All right,
But it's
sure.
easy way for me to roll it. 21.
Yay.
Yeah, so I'll say you hit Sugar for 1 point of bludgeoning damage. And Sugar, go ahead. You can
Snap
make
out of
a
it.
wisdom saving throw. It's still at disadvantage.
Okay. But I got +4 to whatever I roll. Whee!
You do.
17 +4 is 21.
Anyone?
With disadvantage.
I clicked the disadvantage.
That was
that's why it's
disadvantage.
red.
Yeah, that was a
Right.
I think
disadvantage.
she almost rolled the same thing.
Oh, okay, no, yeah, it was.
Something about being slapped By Rylan? By your brother?
My brother!
You are horrified, and then also horrified. Harem charmed you.
Not in a normal way.
And as this realization comes over you, and as you realize you've been charmed, and the charm has broken, Harem snaps his fingers, and the 4 guards are now kind of at attention and approaching, and he says, "This doesn't have to get any more unpleasant than it already is. Why don't you have a seat and let us chat a while longer? Or must I make it more upsetting?"
I think this bacchanalia is over.
Oh, it's just begun. This
I
is
cast hold
my
person. I can't hold person. Moment is he going into monologue.
He was actually about to go into initiative, but I'll let you get that off as we go into initiative. Nope, we'll do both. So let me pull up the encounter table.
Amazing. I love you guys.
Alright.
I'm gonna move you guys a little bit because you guys weren't directly next to him, but you hadn't.
Yeah.
Just yet.
Guessing that it has not been an hour, right?
I'm sorry?
You haven't been. It has not been an hour, correct?
No, but you are now no longer charmed. So
Okay.
you don't have to worry about that anymore.
Oh, I don't? I don't have to worry about the can't create magical barriers? Or is that still up?
Oh, that part. No, that's
I
still
would
there.
think
That's
that's
your
still
wild
on.
magic
Cool,
sword.
cool,
Sorry,
cool.
I misunderstood.
Okay, good.
You
Okay,
can't, no magical
okay.
barriers. Okay.
There was something in the wine.
Okay.
That was such a
Oh,
pig.
this could be bad. Could be bad, guys.
Initiative.
Is it all
I
working?
want my NPC.
On the event tracker?
All right. So Harem actually wins initiative.
Oh,
Trinkle,
Holy crap!
Yeah, he rolled super well. I need. Well, Trinkle's gonna cast Hold Person. I said I'd let that go off. So what's the save on that?
I'm pretty sure 16.
Wisdom.
Wisdom.
Yeah, wisdom 16. I think I can. Oh my goodness. You know I have an ability to do like this, I think. Oh, I don't know. Never mind. I didn't know how to figure it out. Yeah, but it's a 16
Wisdom?
save.
Mm.
All right, even with advantage, he fails. You hold him.
Nice.
So at the beginning of his turn, so he's stood up, he's snapped his fingers, he's called his guards, and then he freezes in midair. He gets to make the saving throw at the end of his turn. Right? Wisdom saving throw at the he gets to remake
wisdom
it at the
saving
end
throw.
of each of his turns.
Yep. You're
Okay.
absolutely accurate.
He gets an 18.
So he gets out.
Okay. Well, the good news is you held him for his first turn, and so,
Turn, so
for
that
a
we all get
moment he
action.
looks like he looks like he's about to do something, and then he freezes, and then he releases and he glares at you. And Trinkle, it's your turn.
Oh boy, oh boy, oh boy.
Oh boy, yeah.
Oh goodness. Okay. No, I don't.
What again?
Sure. I'll do whole person again for 16.
All right, he'll try once again to resist, but this time he rolls an 18, so
Okay. No, that's fine. Okay.
he resists again.
That's totally cool. In that case, I am going to I'm gonna like go over here and be on the side.
Okay.
There you go. And I'm facing like kind of like out to both like look at the guards and and him. Oh, I'm good. I'm done.
Sure. The 4 guards that he'd snapped to, they move forward, their bodies shifting and changing, their arms elongating, their mouths turning into snouts as you see them
Shags.
change into the same jackal creatures that had attacked you
douchebags.
before.
It's a
Look how
whole
it's
pack of douchebags.
Oh my god, she's right.
All right, and they're just gonna go running for the closest person. So, Badoom, and kind of ended up with you. There we go. And yeah, they've got this one. And yeah, you guys are very quickly swarmed by these creatures that you recognize. Number 1 is gonna go after Rylan with a bite. Come on. I think I have to double check because I believe that because he's got a friend next to him, he has advantage on the attack roll.
Yeah.
Hack tactics.
Bastard.
So here comes. All right, so that's gonna be a 22 to bite you, Rylan.
That'll get me.
All right.
Oh yeah, no, I'm not gonna do that.
It's gonna be 6 piercing damage.
Fine.
Number 2 is gonna go after Sugar. That's only a 9, though, so he fails.
Were you trying to bite me? Were
He's
you trying to bite me?
desperately trying to bite you.
Yeah, it did not work. No, bad job.
Number 3,
That's fine.
plus you is gonna go after Rylan. It does have advantage.
Oh,
Oh,
Oh!
that would be a natural 20.
Oh. Ah.
So,
Good enough.
but he rolls like shit, so it's only 5 piercing damage. The final one over here on Ziomedes. It's a 23 to hit.
that's a hit. Yeah.
That's gonna be 4 piercing damage as they just lay into you. And there is now slathering and snarling, and it's nasty. Ziomedes, your
No
turn.
wonder you, after the dragon remark, the one that killed your friends, isn't it? Do we have our weapon, boy?
Yes, you guys were not disarmed, so you still have all of your gear with you.
That's a bit of luck at least. I will pull out my palm and go to actually raid, of course. I think I've had enough wine. Ugh, raging, and I'll stab this
Okay.
guy and try to hit him. My first, actually go reckless. Let's do it.
Do it.
Actions. That's it. Wait, I'm rolling the wrong place. Okay. Oh wow, still rolling. Thank God it's reckless.
Yeah, it's
Oh,
reckless.
Thank God it's
oh,
reckless.
much better.
Better. Sorry.
Yes, that
this is-
hits.
Okay, cool. That, well, damage. And I'll suddenly let a surge of divine energy rush through the Tarzan and explode into his body as divine fury. Next
Nice.
D6 plus.
Now remind me, is your partisan, is that a magic weapon?
No, it's not. But
It's
the
not,
radiant
okay.
damage.
Oh yeah.
So
And
sassy
even
face.
without it be What's
But
up?
the radiant damages.
Actually, it's
Does he
not
look like
magical
he
damage.
kind of resists
The
that
radiant-
then? The piercing damage?
You seem to remember from the fight beforehand that it looked like non-magical weapons didn't do nearly as much damage as the magic did. So
Yeah. Okay.
you get him, but you do get him really good with the partisan. Even with him resisting some of that damage, you still nail him. And then as your divine radiance flares through the weapon, he takes all of that and practically howls in pain. Anything else?
Yeah, if he's still standing, then I'll go for a. Oops, I lost connection. I'm gonna go for another attack, my extra attack on him.
Okay.
And this is still reckless because all my attacks on my turn. So I'll double 6. 13 to him.
13 does hit.
Hey, all right.
Thank you guys for the raid, Triceratops. Appreciate it.
Resilient little bastard, aren't you? I'll stab him through him, try to like get him down on the floor, but that's an extra 11 piercing damage.
All right. He is bleeding and looks incredibly hurt, but he is still standing.
All right, that is my go. Position
Sugar.
myself.
Yes. Cool. Hey, Harem, you want to see my wings? And I necrotic shroud. So the jackal-wares and actually 5, 10, 15, all the jackal-wares and I think this is right. Let me
Necrotic
double
shroud.
check. No. The 3 jackal-wares next to us and Rahim see these kind of dark blue, almost skeletal, but they have like a few feathers falling off of them, burst out from the back of Sugar's back. Her eyes, the whites go away until they're just dark, dark sapphire blue. And they need to make charisma saves.
Charisma.
It's the first time me and Rylan have seen these.
Yeah, this is not how it used to be.
Oh,
All
my
right.
She used to
God.
have wings like Ziomedes, and she does not now.
For reasons. All right,
Yeah,
the 3
reasons.
jackal-wares. It's a 12. That's a 12.
Fail.
And a
Fail.
4. So they all fail. Harem. Charisma save.
Come on, you shithead.
Oh, jeez, his saves have been shit. He, with advantage, rolled a 1 and a 2. I'm gonna say with the 1, he is. For a moment, he seems actually excited when you say, "Would you like to see the wings?" And then when he sees them, he is fairly awed by them. It's not the necrotic doesn't seem to put him off or anything. He's kind of wide-eyed at them. But yeah, they all fail. What happens?
They are frightened for a minute. Now, I don't know if that means they have to run away, but because it's not like
It means they can't
turning.
move closer.
Yeah,
Closer.
they're
And their
disadvantaged on attack.
attacks, their attacks are at disadvantage while they can,
Against
Yeah, whilst they
you,
see.
yeah.
whilst
Yeah,
they can
include-
see
All right.
any attack rolls.
And
So
do they remake the save at the end of each of their turns?
no,
Or is that-
this lasts for a minute.
It just lasts for a minute. All right.
Yep.
Yeah, his
Yep.
awe turns to fear, and you see him shrink back from you a little bit. Anything else?
Okay. Then I'm gonna hex him. So I pull out Atonement, the dark ruby red glass sword, and I point it at him and I say, "Okay, time to eat." And I hex him with my Hexblade's curse. So I add extra damage like I do with my Necrotic Shroud. I crit on a 19 or a 20, and if he dies, I get HP back.
It all sounds
And
good.
then, it sounds super good to me. I think I will walk up to him. Yeah. On the pillows, obviously. But
Okay.
that's the end of my turn.
The one jackal-ware that is frightened by you will still try to snap at you.
Okay, you can try. Got my shield.
He's gonna try with disadvantage. Why don't you? There we go.
Miss.
But that'll only be an 11.
Haha. Haha.
Oh,
No.
does he take? Oh, okay.
I think
all right.
rolling something. But yeah, that's the
Oh,
end of my turn.
sorry. That was my bad.
It's okay.
That's okay. I just saw dice and I went, ooh, something's happening. All right, Rylan, it's your turn. You are a little odd to see your sister break out her wings, and they're not quite what you expected.
I prefer them this way. I'm going to. I'm going to smile proudly. Good. And I'm going to Misty Step away from these guys.
Smart.
I like so. And.
Oh, it all comes up.
I can't do another spell because that's a thing. In fact, so I may just Misty Step here and attack this one just with my regular old quarterstaff
Sure.
because I can't do another spell, but I don't want to be attacked by 3 guys because I will die.
A lot of guys.
It's a 9 to hit.
Nah, you're still slightly impressed and distracted by your sister's wings and just misses.
Next turn, I'll blow them all up. I just need to get my way out of there.
All right. Nyla is making sure that everybody is safe. I didn't realize I'd left her in the initiative. It's easier that way. Okay, Harem is frightened by you, but you've moved closer to him. He is... Yeah, all right. He looks at you, Sugar, and is very upset with you, and casts Old Person on you. And I need you. What is that? Is that a?
It's a wisdom
saving
save.
throw? Oh, yeah, I
think
gotta
it's
make a
wisdom.
charisma saving.
Yeah.
Oh, is it charisma? For him?
Let me triple check.
Old person's wisdom. If it
Yeah,
is.
if it's then it's a wisdom saving throw.
Okay, I add +4 to this. Suck my dick. 22.
Wait, you have a.
He is not interested
it's
in
just-
that.
It's just an expression.
Oh,
It's just an expression. You do save. You
learning so many
manage
things.
not to. All right. He fails at that.
And then I flip him off.
All right. On
Very
his
mature.
turn, however. Okay. He fails miserably at holding you. He snarls at you in kind of an animalistic way, and you could swear that you see fangs in his mouth. But he still has a human form to him, and he snaps something in a language that you probably don't understand. What do you speak?
Celestial and Infernal.
Nah, he snaps something that you don't understand, and from the bottom of the tent, from underneath the flaps, sand starts to enter the tent and swirl in the room, and the whole tent fills with this swirling maelstrom of sand. And each creature in the cloud must succeed on a DC 15 Constitution saving throw. So I need you all to make Constitution saving throws.
oh boy.
All of
You're all
us?
too far. You're all too
All
far
of you,
away
you're
from me for
all-
the bonus. Oh shit! Only
Oh,
9.
Dirty 20 for me.
All right. So it looks like Xiomedes is the only one that succeeded. So Xiomedes, you're able to like shield your eyes against. Oh wait, Rylan. I'm
mean
sorry, you're the
Rylan?
one with the dirty 20. Yeah,
Yeah, sorry.
because everybody else got under a 15, right?
Yeah.
So yeah, Rylan, you're able to shield your eyes from the sand just enough to kind of keep it out of your eyes, prevent yourself. Everybody else is currently blinded as sand just encrusts your eyes and you're unable to really see. So you have disadvantage on all of your attacks, and you can make
Where's
that
my
saving throw at
toothbrush?
the end of your. Yeah, that's when you need the toothbrush. You
Scrubbing.
can remake those saving throws at the end of each of your turns, so try to remember that. And
Okay.
he is done. So Trinkle,
So I am blinded.
you are blinded.
I am going to come up to about. I am going to like flank around to be right about there-ish. And I'm gonna cast Thunder Wave to try to hit these 3 guys over here. The 3 at top. With the 15
Sure.
foot cube. So I'll get those 3. And let me that.
Is that an attack roll or a saving throw?
It is a saving throw. Con 16 saving throw. There you go.
You should. All right. So. Oh,
And I am
that's
casting it at a higher level, at level 2 instead of 1, so it'll be an extra D8 on top of it.
All right. Number 1 fails. Number 2 fails. 15.
Fails!
Failed.
All right, all 3 of
16.
them fail.
Nice.
How much damage do they
Okay.
take?
I will tell you in 2 seconds. 12.
Nice.
Magic.
Yeah, and they super duper take it. You see them get forced back. They actually get moved as well, right?
Yeah.
Yes, 10 feet back.
Mm-hmm.
10 feet back from you, so...
They can't get closer.
No, they're a bit.
Two.
Teamwork.
Two. So they get pushed directly 10 feet back. The one pretty much goes into the wall of this tent. The other two are forced back onto blankets and pillows, grasping at their wounds. Anything else?
I will. Trying to think. I'm good for right now. Let me think about it.
All right. You think it is the Jackalware's turn. Okay, so they can't get closer to Sugar.
Correct.
Yeah, that's awkward.
So they are
It must be
That's
so awkward for
going-
you guys.
they are going to swarm after Trinkle. So
Yes.
5.
That's a little awkward as well.
Yeah.
Very awkward.
They don't want to get any closer to Sugar, but they can basically run around
No.
you and stay. And yeah, Trinkle just hurt them really bad. And they're gonna pull out their scimitars at this point.
no.
So the first one with the scimitar.
Are they at disadvantage from the fear still, or are they?
Yes. They're at disadvantage on all attacks. While they
On all
can see me.
attacks.
Well,
Yeah,
they can see.
it's not
but
just
the-
against me. That no,
the
oh.
sand-
the frightened condition. Yeah.
But is the
Okay.
sand blinding them, or is it not? I don't know.
It is
Wait.
not.
Okay. Or can they see through
they-
the sand?
They don't seem to be affected by the sand. Here's the thing. They would normally have advantage on this attack because of pack tactics, but your fear is giving them disadvantage, so it's just a straight roll. So make it simple. Number 1 attacks Trinkle for a 16.
That hits that's just my armor class, so that hits.
All right, you're gonna take 7 slashing damage from that guy. The second one is a 23.
Yeah, that hits.
So he's gonna get you for 4 slashing. The third one is going to stare into your face intently. And I need you to make a wisdom saving throw, DC 14.
Ooh,
Good.
nice.
You feel this intense gaze trying to convince you that now would be a really good time to take a nap, but you manage to shrug that idea off. The fourth one is going to also pull out his scimitar and go after, I guess, Ryland. You just try to whack him with a stick. Dogs don't like being whacked with sticks.
Damn it.
I like
He does not have
You never
advantage,
forget.
though. He's got disadvantage. Ooh, he still manages to roll 2 15s. That's a 21. So that's 8 slashing damage. Diomedes, it is your turn.
Okay. Well, I can see that they were afraid of Sugar. I think I've got a good idea, but I need to let Twinkle. Okay. Right. My action is going to be to. Actually, let's get around here. I kind of want to grab Trinkle, but not yet. Right, so my action is kind of like to grab a hold of her. I want to hold my action to move with her. Can I do that?
Okay. So normally you can hold an action moving, but you're gonna pull her somewhere.
I can hold my movement. If that's all right.
If you're gonna pull her somewhere, I'd say that's an action, and you can hold that, but it would be your action
Yeah.
because you can hold
I'll
an
do that.
action. You
I'll be
can't hold your
okay. I'll be
movement.
okay.
Yeah, you
I
can't
wanna
hold your
run up
movement or your bonus action.
I want to tell her to blast them away again, and I'll pull you away. That's what I
I'll
wanna
do it. I got this.
You sure?
Yeah, 100%.
Three of them around you. All right, fine. All
Just
right,
kill them.
all right. I'll kill them this time. do that. I've at least get around. I haven't left anyone's attack range. I'm gonna stab this guy who I was working on earlier.
Okay, number 4.
Yeah. And I'll reckless attack.
Ooh.
Nice.
I'm just a flat roll technically. I'm being blinded. Roar.
Nice.
Oh, 24
Ooh.
damage.
Even with the sand in your eyes, even with the fact that this thing only takes half of your partisan damage, you eviscerate this jackal, and he is left dead on the floor.
All right, then I'll swing around and turn around with a strike at the other one with the reckless attack.
Sure.
Oh wait, that's damage. My bad. That's the roll. So 21 to hit.
21 hits.
Okay. And the damage is 15 piercing damage, and I'll activate Divine Fury on that one as well for an extra 7 radiant.
So you whip around, slashing down into this second one. It grabs the wound and starts to snarl, raising its claw with its scimitarred hand. And once again, your partisan explodes in radiant energy, and it dies too.
Step away.
All right. Oh, and I forgot. So the two of you were blinded, so you guys get to make the saving throws again for.
I was wondering about that. I just forgot.
I totally forgot.
Can we use the toothbrushes to get rid of that?
You can, but it might take more than an action to do that.
Okay.
So it's a DC 15 Constitution saving throw. How'd you guys do?
Nice. I think we're good.
Yeah, you both managed to do these awesome things and then kind of clear the sand out of your face. Anything else, Diomedes?
No, that's everything. I think. Yeah.
All right, Sugar, you're next
Okay.
to Rahim, and he is snarling at you.
Okay. Yeah, I'm going to try to attack him anyway, even though I'm blinded, because he's making noises, which is very silly if you're trying to hide. So I will attack you. Here we go. Actions. I know how to play. 21 with disadvantage.
21 definitely hits.
Nice.
Okay. So because I have my Hexblade's Curse, my Necrotic Shroud, I get +2 from dueling. So this is 1d8 plus 16. And I'm going to put some Divine Smite on it. Real quick. Oh, I didn't roll it in the box. Come here. I'm good at things, I swear. So that's 18 plus 3 radiant. That's my first attack.
Nice.
The 21.
That's 21. Yeah.
Yes.
So an interesting thing happens. So this is with your sword, right?
Yeah. My
You
sword plus
slash-
the curse. Yeah.
Plus the curse, yeah. You
And the
slash
shroud.
down into this gentleman who has been snarling at you, and in that moment, his form shimmers and changes and breaks, and before you is a completely different creature. You see his top half is still the same. It's still this attractive human male with hands and arms and a chest, that then the lower half descends into the body of a gigantic lion, its claws curled around pillows as it looks ready to pounce on you. And the fanged mouth that you'd kind of noticed before grins and says, "You would have found out eventually."
I hit him again.
Okay.
Maybe. We'll see. Hold on. Let me press the disadvantage. Here we go. Oh, one was a natural 20. Okay, 15.
The good news is the 15 still hits. He doesn't seem to be wearing any armor, even in his now revealed form.
So take this. 18 again.
Whoa!
Nice.
Yes.
Yeah, you carve into this thing, leaving bloody tracks along this Leonid form, and he is looking very unhappy. Anything else?
No. I feel real good about myself right now.
Okay, I'll go ahead and make the saving throw against being blinded.
Oh, yes. Come on. And this will be +4. Yes. 19.
Yeah, you are no longer blinded. Excellent. Diomedes. No, I'm sorry, Rylan. I went in the wrong direction.
All right.
Yes, I'm going to. Yeah. Actually, maybe here. And I'm going to cast Lightning Bolt upon these two gentlemen.
Okay.
Which requires a DC 14 Dexterity saving throw.
Okay. That's a 22.
Oh!
Roll the same thing for both of them. Damn, 22. They still take half damage,
then-
though, right?
Yeah, they take 13 points of lightning damage.
Holy moly.
They managed to, jump out of the way of half of your lightning, one going one way, one scattering in the other. You catch them both in their legs as they're leaping out of the way and just char them, even with half damage. Both of them die.
Wow.
Good. That's my turn.
Okay. We're back to the top of the round. Harem is looking upset. He is going to Misty step. Boom. To the door. He's going to grin at all of you and say, I will play with you later. And as he steps out the flap from the main tent, the sand swirls again, and I need all of you to make that same saving throw against being blinded. It's a DC 15 Constitution saving throw.
Oh, 22.
Very good.
Ooh, I think all of you saved.
made it.
Nice.
Yeah.
Yeah, you all see it
Good
coming
brushes
this
of the
time. None of you are surprised. So as he ducks out, you all instinctually now raise your hands and prevent the sand from getting into your eyes. And that is the end of his turn. Trinkle, it's your turn.
I'm gonna come out of the tent and cast Hold Person on him one last time. DC saving throw of
All right.
16. And hope that he doesn't make it.
It was a wisdom saving throw, right?
Yeah. She's good at.
12. I don't think it does it.
Oh, wonderful.
He-
So
He's loping away, and then you come out, and you're like, nope. And he pauses and stops.
perfect. And then I'm gonna look back at Sugar and I'll go, pour some sugar on me. In the name of love, pour some sugar on me. And then you get an inspiration. 1d8 or anything you ever need. So
Thank you.
Nice. All right, Diomedes.
All right. Where's the door? You say? Like, and
It's right where Trinkle is. So between the
Right.
plant and the yeah.
the 35, 40 to get all the way up to him. Yeah, I've got 40-foot movement. I could make it. Sweet. All right. So I rush out through the door, shielding my eyes as I do, and I lift away the flap of the tent, and you see him in my eyes, and I know he's definitely under the effects of Trinkle. I can see her like casting the spell, and so I'll use that initiative to tackle him to the ground and grapple him, specifically his hands, and if I have got one of the towels on me, I'd gag him with it as well as part of my action.
Okay. So
Strength, athletics or acrobatics for him, depending. He's paralyzed. Right?
yes. But he is
which
he is paralyzed, so I don't think he can even make that. Right?
All right.
no, he can't.
No.
He automatically fails strength and dexterity saving throws.
There you go.
I have all the
Alright.
conditions of paralyzed. I'll put it in chat right now. There you go.
Yeah,
I
in
got
that case,
you.
do with him what I please. Just tackle him down, quickly grab his hands, making sure he can't cast like somatic components of spells. That's the main issue in this. Is it possible to gag him?
That'd probably be a bit much. Like, you could probably pin him and prevent him from moving his hands, or gag him in this round. I'm not gonna. I would say at least in this round, you probably can't do both.
Okay. In that case, yeah, I'll just bind his hands together, just gripping them, pinning him to the floor.
Sure. You've definitely got him grappled. He is held. He is unable to kind of do anything. Sugar.
As a bonus action, I cast Expeditious Retreat so that I can dash as a bonus action. So I can
Okay.
get to him when I run out. Boom, boom.
Sure.
Yeah. And he's
I love how you're going to
he's
use Expeditious Retreat to retreat into him.
To the whole battle.
I'll run backwards. I'll jog backwards. And he's on the ground
He is.
and he's held. So do I have advantage
in
on
more
him?
than one way.
Advantage, yeah, and if you're within 5 feet, it's automatic crit.
Okay, guys. I
The
want
retreat, the
to
bonus
destroy
action
him.
cast.
Here we go. Yeah, it's a bonus action to cast.
And then makes dash and
Oh, I see.
Yeah.
I see. So I couldn't get
That's
to
true.
him.
I thought the Expeditious Retreat was an action.
No, I see. Well, then there's no point in
Would you like to
doing that.
retcon what you were just doing then?
Yeah. I mean, then there's no point.
sorry, just fully
I mean, I'm used to it. Okay, I will. Yeah, I'll just dash, I guess, as my action then and keep the spell slot. Well, no, he might try to run away again. So I'll keep it cast. And then I'll just use my action to dash and get to him anyway.
All
I
right.
can't attack him this round.
Sugar gets there ASAP. Rylan, I think you're now alone in the tent.
Oh.
load of charred corpses.
Yeah, a bunch of charred corpses, and everybody else has run out after this lion, this bottom lion humanoid figure.
All right then. In that case, here's what we're going to have to do. I'm going to run out as well to where I can see this guy,
Sure.
and I will cast a hypnotic pattern upon him, which is a saving throw of some sort. I can't read. This is tiny. Wisdom saving throw.
Okay. That
I probably
he
could have
doesn't.
just pressed it.
That's all right. That's not affected by being held, but I don't think a 13 saves.
It's not. He's actually looking for 14. So, just like I got this guy last season. Twisting pattern of colors, weave the way for the air, blah, 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 blah. Failed save, the creature becomes charmed for the duration. While charmed by the spell, the creature is incapacitated and has a speed of 0. This ends if it takes any damage or someone uses an action to shake the creature out of its stupor. So he is charmed, speed is 0, and incapacitated. Stop right there, in the name of science.
And grapple.
I'm gonna Rylan. His speed is 0 and he is incapacitated, but you sense he is not charmed by you.
All right.
But he will take
Stop
the
there.
other effects.
Okay.
All right. Anything else?
That's my turn.
It's his turn. I think being incapacitated means he really can't do anything, and grappled and all of that. Like incapacitated.
Yeah, I was like, we just like.
Yeah.
And he's still
I think
paralyzed.
he can try to break the whole person, right?
Yeah, that's at the end of his goes.
Yeah, he
So
can't break.
incapacitated means he can't take actions or reactions. So all you can do are bonus actions or movements. He can't move. All he can try to do is save out of
Bonus
being
action,
held.
alright.
Yeah, but he can't take a major action. He can't take, and he needs an action to try to break free of the grapple. So all he can try to do is save out of being held. That was a wisdom saving throw?
Mm-hmm.
Are you talking to me, right? Or hold
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay, then he makes the wisdom saving throw.
Okay.
He's no
so
longer
he is
hold
no
person.
longer. Yeah, he's no longer magically held. So as he manages to break that Ziomedes, he suddenly comes to back to his being able to control his body, and he starts. It's kind of like trying to hold a cat. Good thing that you've already got him grappled, and that he couldn't try to break free last round because he is trying to scratch you with his back claws. He's get off of me! But that's all he can do.
Struggling.
Trinkle.
Should I hit it or what are we doing?
I don't know.
you
It
shout?
seems like
Actually-
a really bad kitty.
We could
Okay,
just
I'm gonna hit it.
Okay.
So I am going to cast. Okay. Actually, yeah. I'm just gonna cast again. Shatter on him. Make a Constitution saving throw of 16. And this will actually. Does
Yeah,
this
it's a
hit
16.
Ziomedes though?
It might. Give me the details on Shatter. I
It's
know
each
it's a
creature in a
sphere.
10-foot radius.
Yeah,
so-
he is currently grappled with the Harem.
Yeah,
so
we'll
if
say
you cast
Ziomedes,
this,
I'm sorry.
No,
Yeah,
it doesn't matter. I'll use Fanatical Focus as well. Oh wait, my rage probably ended because I didn't do anything last time. Whatever, I'll take the damage. It's fine.
Riharam
Okay.
does save, however. He rolled a 16.
Yes.
Does he take half
Which
damage?
means he just takes half damage, yeah. So I'm just
Sure.
gonna roll it, and then you can take half of whatever comes up. So 8. He takes 8. And Ziomedes takes 16.
Alright.
Nice.
I beat up.
You always
He
hurt
looks
the ones
hurt.
you love.
It's fine. She beats me up worse than other times.
It's gonna happen. This is just gonna happen. Trinkle, as you cast this, as you're asking what you should do, you can all hear movement around you, like the camp is coming back awake during this scuffle outside. You don't see anyone just yet, but there are more noises of beings coming. And Ziomedes, it's your turn. You've got this guy grappled.
Okay. Right. I don't want him casting any more spells, and I know he needs his hands to do that. So all I want to do is further that grapple on his hand to make sure I can try and bind them as best I can. I've got some rope on me. We've always carried rope. I use that to bind his hands together.
Yeah, I'll say go ahead, make another grapple check.
Yep.
Which this one he can actually contest.
Sure, it's either athletics or acrobatics. His choice.
Yeah.
I'm going to use athletics.
He's gonna use his
I
acrobatics.
should really bonus action
no,
the
he's
rage. In fact, sure, I'll burn another rage. Do it, rage. What is it? No, with advantage.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Alright, so 18 is the best I got.
He only rolled 17.
Nice.
All right, so I'll say you
Nice.
managed to bind his hands behind his back.
Hold still. Bad kitty.
Ah, shitty.
Bad kitty.
All right, unless there's anything else, it's Sugar's turn.
Okay. So is he still on the ground?
He's still on the ground, being pinned and tied up by Ziomedes as he's got his hands bound, but the 4 lion paws are still scraping at the ground. He is still struggling. You can see there is a fair bit of frantic fear in his eyes.
Okay. So, I'm going to attack him, by
Okay,
the way. And if he's on the ground, I think it has advantage.
for melee attacks it does.
Okay, here we go. Huh. 17.
17 hits.
Okay, and I'll just roll the other attack right now.
Sure.
Oh, that should be an advantage. Hold on. Oh, that does not hit, I'm sure. The first
12
one.
actually does not hit, so you just get the 1.
Yeah. Okay. Great.
Manages
So I
to
will
pull
roll.
his leg back just in time.
Rude. So 21 plus I'll pump a second level Divine Smite into this.
Ooh.
That's heavy.
So 6 more, so 27.
Ooh. Yeah, he's looking super hurt. Like, he's barely able to avoid one of these hits. The other one, you just sink into his side and cause a giant gash, and he roars in pain and says, "Stop it! Let me go, you puny beetles! Nothing! No!"
Meh.
It's over.
Anything else?
Oh, I
And
think
Rylan.
that's all I can do.
That's
Just
all
gonna
you
pump a
can do,
magic
Rylan.
missiles. Yeah, just gonna pump a magic missiles into him at first level. Just as he's on the ground. So 11 points of damage. Just die already.
And with those last magic missiles, how would you describe the gory death of this creature?
Just like these free pulses from his wand. It's almost like double tapping someone on the ground, but it's like triple taps the guy of the wand as these pulses just come out and splat open his brain a little bit.
Oh, gross.
Yeah. Across the sand, the blood of this creature is spilled. You hear, as Harem dies, you hear some of the sounds around you that seemed to be loping jackals on all fours skid to a stop, and you hear and they seem to turn and start to run. A few others come to a stop, and you hear, oh guts. And you look around, and the few that are left around you that have seemed to have stopped and are now shaking their heads are humans. They're not any of the jackals that you had seen. All of them are in the red of the Daggerfall guards, and you can see that they seem to be trying to clear their heads. Something has just maybe released them from a charm. And as a couple of them step forward, they see the body of this creature on the ground, and one of them says, What happened? I barely remember. What's going on?
You're
You were
free
charmed
now.
by a... Yeah, you're free. You were charmed by a fun half-lion man.
This thing?
Yep.
Looks like the creature that was in charge of this. And about now, hearing the commotion, Edom and the two that were with him, with Nyla in the tent, come out, see what has happened on the ground here, and Edom says, "That's the creature. That is what I thought it was." And he spits on it, and he says, "Done a great service by killing this thing. Who knows how many more innocent lives it would have charmed and taken for its own."
You're welcome.
We should gather up those that are still alive and make our way back to get your men back to Daggerfall. Are you well enough to travel? Are any of you hurt?
I am somewhat mildly.
I'm
Do
fine.
you need something, Rylan? Because I mean, I can help you out. I just don't know how. Like, do you want something?
Yes, I could do with something, I think.
Oh, yeah.
Okay. I will add level 1. That's 7.
Boom.
Something.
Thank you.
I'll give him 10 points of lay on hands, too.
Ah, perfect. That's all I need.
And as you do this, you can see that there's 3 more. So there's the 2 that were with Adim, and then there's 3 more of these Daggerfall guards that seem to be shaking themselves out of a stupor, who are coming to realize what had happened. And as you look around in the darkness, it's hard to tell, but you don't find and you don't see any other creatures. It seems like whatever jackal-wares were still here have fled. And if you kind of back into the main tent, the big large tent that was being used as the centerpiece, you see that it's still a very large, impressive tent, but for some reason now a lot of the furnishings seem to be just gone. There's a lot of the fancier rugs have been replaced with just bare sand. Some of the tapestries that were on the sides kind of helping keep the cool in and brighten up the place are just gone. Many of the pillows that seem to make up this dais are worn and bare. They're not the colorful golds and oranges. And Edom looks around and says, that thing was a lamia. They surround themselves with splendor and steel and charm those that do their bidding, and it would have been a plague on this whole desert, and I fear much of what we are going to find here will be spoiled and rotten and not worth the plunder, but we should take what we can and get out of here.
Quite, and the two of you, Sugar and Diomedes, you need to be more careful when a bare-chested man comes along, even if it does glisten.
Diomedes is standing, staring down at this body, this corpse, and sort of in a bit of disbelief that, yeah, he was tricked by this thing, and that this was just a creature wearing, like, someone's, appearance. Normal appearance.
Go ahead.
Clothing.
Yeah. Diomedes, go ahead and roll a nature check.
A nature check? Okay.
Yeah.
Sure.
As you hear Edom talk about this thing and you're looking at it, see if you know more about what it is.
Me with nature.
All right.
There it is.
Diomedes, what do you think this thing is?
Did you say it looked like a cat, right?
He's got the upper body of the human that you have been talking to. It's the same upper body, but then at the waist, he's a centaur lion. The upper body of a human. The bottom half is of a lion, and it's a very large one. This is an impressive-looking creature, even in death.
What the hell? It's like something mated with a lion and a horse. Hold on. Ryland, do you know anything about this? You've been stitching together bits and pieces.
I try, brother, thank you. I'm gonna take a look at it and see if I can recognize anything about it.
Sure, give me a nature check.
Some really bad, mating in the desert has caused this.
Mating in the desert, specifically.
Yeah, just creatures without, many social graces.
It's a
Where
10.
was that sexy music? A 10?
Right.
Right, this
It's
chest is
helpful.
still very beautiful.
Now that you're no longer charmed, maybe not so much. Yeah, there's
I can
something
do
cool.
better.
The two of you, it leaves a sour taste in your mouth when you think about him charming you. Rylan with a 10, it helps that Edom mentioned a lamia. You're able to kind of remember that, yeah, they're these monstrous creatures that tend to surround themselves with wealth and power, and they're sneaky, and you've heard stories that they're able to scry, and that maybe that's how this thing has been able to find prey, as it were. But it seemed to be.
Yes.
Yeah,
Now
you've heard.
this makes some sense. These creatures, I believe, may have the ability to scry upon those that they might sneak up upon and ambush, which might be the reason for Edim's untimely ambush. It is good that it has been rid of this place. I will take back its body for research, because its brain could be very valuable. And the glistening chests, particularly, they sell quite well.
Rylan, yeah, just so you know, the lion part of this body is massive. It's bigger than you are.
Yes, I say, somebody carry it. One of you over there, take it. I saved your life, take it.
they all look at this creature, and Edom has, they've all kind of gone inside. They look at you like you're insane, and they're like, "No, leave it to the vultures. It is not worth taking this."
Are you a fool? If we can learn how these things spread, we can learn how to stop them.
We stop
what I
them by
wanted
killing
for.
them. They spread
We stop them
the
with
same way
swords.
anyone.
Well, yes, but if only there were a way we could track them down. These things scry. If I have its body, I can find others of them so that we might hunt them down and kill them. That's what I wanted for.
I say we just keep the horses away from the lions. This thing won't happen again.
Oh boy. Oh boy.
Take the damn body, else I'll kill you as well, you fool. I say to the guy who doesn't want to take it.
Edom looks
Fine.
at you and says,
Fine.
"This." He kind of points to Rylan and looks at the rest of you and says, "Is this the? Are you really? Are you only here just to
That
kill
was
this
a
thing?"
joke, of course. You
You're
fool,
so
you
funny.
don't... Asimar
Socially
humor.
inept.
Your humor is inappropriate and strange, but no,
Well,
I will
yes.
not take this creature. But I will give my thanks, and the Bedine thank you, and I will let my people know what you have done, and you are always welcome in our desert. And unless there's anything else you would like to do, what
Oh, an
Edom will suggest is that
investigation
you-
check. I want to see if it has anything on it.
Sure. give me an
Wearing
investigation
pants?
check.
Because
Oh,
he's
it's
not wearing the
brutal.
shirt.
15.
You don't find anything on it. It is literally wearing practically nothing.
Nothing.
Dang
it.
But I'll say, with that investigation, your next thought is to check
Let's
the
go
other
back
tent
into
that
the
you haven't
tent.
been in.
Oh, yeah, that's
And-
exactly what I was going to do.
I'll follow her.
Thanks
in.
for
Yeah,
some
that-
flute and crumpler. Appreciate it, my friend.
What's up?
I'll follow
He's going
her
to follow
in
me.
as
Oh, okay. Sorry, I didn't hear you.
Yeah.
So yeah, the two of you go and check, and for the sake of expediency, you guys do a search of this oasis. The vast majority of what you find are provisions and supplies for surviving the desert. Lots of dried fruits and vegetables, lots of food, lots of salted meats. You get the sense now, seeing that some of the trappings of this place were being enhanced by some illusion magic, that maybe the food you were eating might not have looked quite as good as you thought. But as you kind of rifle through everything, you do find a total of, you find 75 gold, and what looks like a kind of a random assortment of copper and silver, about 50 silver and 43 copper. Looks like not
Okay.
very much.
Hmm.
Looks like
All that talk of
the vast
wealth.
majority of this, not this thing wasn't wealthy. However, just in this tent alone, the amount of supplies, this is like months worth of being able to survive in the desert. And Edom comes over and says, "I will have my people return here to scavenge for these supplies. They will help us to recover that which was stolen from us by it. But if there is anything that you need in your trip back to, and those that are going back to the town, please feel free to stock up on any supplies that you might need."
Thank you.
And some of the guards that were left over will take some stuff. And unless there's anything else you want to do, he'll suggest that you rest for the evening, and in the morning you can all set out fresh for the day.
That was good.
All right.
Good.
He and the... What's up?
Yeah, who's keeping track of the gold?
I am. I'm
Okay.
I'm
okay.
doing math.
No
doing
problem.
math.
All of that.
Thank you.
Edom and the one Bedine that is still alive will set out early in the morning with a couple of camels, and the rest of you and the guards that are left can head back to the town, where it takes about a day to get back there. You don't really encounter anything else. You're all fairly well provisioned, and you make it back to Braskin late in the evening, who is super happy to see you. He's glad to hear that Adim made it out safely and is headed back to his people, and will gladly hand over a packet that includes 500 gold, as the guards that are with you are able to confirm that, yep, Eden was recovered safely, and relations might not be irreparably damaged between the town and his people. And he'll say, yeah, and your my friend was back. She said Sunday. She said when you were ready, she's got a room set aside for you guys at the inn nearby, and just to go and relax and take the rest of the night off. Although there's not much left.
Very well. We know this old woman well.
So well.
Oh, good. All right.
Yeah.
Well,
Ow.
it's just down the way. She's got a nice room in the nice inn for you. So go and enjoy. And thank you once again. And
Okay,
you guys
bye.
will head over. Yeah, you'll head over to the inn and take your long rest. And next time we get together, you'll wake up somewhere else, which is very familiar to Sugar, as she's kind of used to just falling asleep one place after she's done. Waking up somewhere else.
Ooh,
Yep.
But we'll
weird,
end
nice.
there as you guys have completed what you needed to
Nice.
do and defeated. Man, I thought for a second when I charmed Sugar and Diomedes, I'm like, ooh, this is gonna get rough
Yeah.
real quick, guys. He didn't get a chance to
Bad.
cast Geese on you, so he
Right.
didn't
Wow,
quite
I
get
was
a chance
hoping
to
not.
really sink his claws in. But it was close.
Nice.
By the way,
Well, my
everyone
friends,
gets
go ahead.
115 gold, including the 500 guys. And this is for Nyla too, so just help me remind. 115 gold, 10 silver, 9 copper.
Sweet.
Okay.
The gold in this.
Nailed that.
105, 115 gold. Good.
Good
Cool.
stuff.
Spending on new things and camels.
Holding,
Well, my friends,
drink-
yeah, thank you for sorry, Chris. Thank you for joining us tonight. It has been a lot of fun again on this chapter of monthly modules, which is closing, and a new one begins same time next week. But stick around. We've got Tommy Cthulhu starting here in just a few minutes. We've got some 1950s Call of Cthulhu action coming with Grimjack 2 on 502 in the keeper seat. So stick around for that. Another thank you to Fantasy Grounds and Wayland Games, our sponsors, for supporting the show. You can find those guys over here for their websites. But let's go around to Carts and Crew. Did we enjoy ourselves? Where can we find you guys online? Let's start with Obo Crazy, our Dungeon Master for tonight. Great job, Obo. What did you think about tonight's game?
I love that you guys are so willing to investigate stuff. It makes me super happy to throw things in front of you for you to find. And yeah, at that moment that I had both Sugar and Diomedes charmed, there was this brief moment where I'm like, oh, this is gonna be beautiful. This is gonna be amazing. But you figured everything out pretty quick, and that's okay. But yeah, hi, I'm Lauren, also known as Obo Crazy. You can find me online as Obo Crazy in most cases. You can find the podcast that I run called Dungeon Drunks is available every Monday, wherever fine podcasts are sold. Our episode of the Tomophos. I'm sorry. Tomophos. Sorry. So many things going through my head. Tomophos just came out on the Dungeon Delve feed, will be coming out on our podcast soon. You can hear a whole bunch of awesome podcasts that got Tomophos early and got to do all sorts of amazing things with all the new monsters in there. I'll give you guys a heads up. If you listen to Dungeon Drunks and you listen to our episode, it included GIF. So if you like hippopotamus space guys with guns, Dungeon Drunks. You can also see me this Saturday on the Dungeons and Dragons official Twitter, playing Heroes Graveyard. I was playing Solandis Makor, the Dragonborn cleric, but she died last week because nothing can stop magic missiles, not even a 21 AC. So she's dead, but I'm now covering for another character who the player can't be there for. We've got one more episode. We'll see if I survive. And that's me in a nutshell. Thank you. It was a lot of fun, and see you in a couple
Great
weeks.
stuff. Yeah, great stuff. And other Lauren.
Better, Lauren.
Try again. Yes, I am Lauren. I'm that Sausage Ginger on Twitter. I had a great time today. That was super fun and very touch and go for a while there. You can find me here on Mondays, and on Sunday nights I play in a Pulp Cthulhu game with Greg, Grimjack21502, and it is super fun. It's called Project Athena. You should check it out because we had Lindy's on it, and she was all alone in a brewery full of Nazis while I took 2 showers with 2 different people in the span of 24 hours. So lots happens there, and you should come see it.
Great stuff. Thank you, Lauren. And Chris.
Oh, right. Yeah, no, today's session was really good. I loved the plot thickened as soon as we went into that little tent, the massive tent. If it was a party full of Ziomedes, though, we would have all just been like, oh, job done, and go back, just get the 100 gold instead of the 500 gold. But thankfully, my party members are a lot smarter than Ziomedes, and we got to the bottom of it eventually. But yeah, no, I love it. I'm looking forward to next session as well. I'm sure. I'm actually most interested to see what happened to Sugar, because those wings were not the ones I remember. Skeletal instead of feathered. He's going to be asking all kinds of questions. Maybe it was just a mirage in that sandstorm, who knows. But yeah, I'm looking forward to asking her. Other than that, yeah, I'll be here next Monday. Are we playing next Monday? Yeah?
Next Monday we might not be here, but there's more to come on that shortly. But...
Okay, alright. Well, whenever the next session is, that's when I'll be here. But other than that, yeah, I'm on Twitter at Zenrith_. But yeah, thanks.
Great stuff. And last but not least, Toto D.
Hi, I am Toto D. I am a Twitch, Overwatch / Just Dance streamer. I really had a great time today. I thought it was really fun. Got to do things very out of my character. It was quite, like I said, I think my favorite part was when we finally found the people. Like, suddenly I was like, oh crap, this is getting real. So, I've always enjoyed having both Laurens DM me. I feel honored. You can find me at twitch.com/TotoD or twitter.com//MadTotoD. I'm pretty funny, I'm pretty crazy. Currently I'm not streaming as often right now just because I've got a lot of stuff to do with being pregnant, which is crazy. But yeah, I am excited for next week, and hopefully we'll be able to do this again soon.
Absolutely. Well, thank you, Toto D, for joining us, and of course the whole cast and crew. Stick around here, my friends, those watching, for Atomic Cthulhu, which is coming up. We'll see you soon. Thank you for watching, and until next time, try not to roll too many nat ones, because we want to be laughing when you do. Good night, everybody. Bye. All right, then, guys, we